I don't believe trade is the main driver of that, but I'll grant that it does happen sometimes.
Who cares about bringing in money? Okay, the whole idea of running like a business.
I don't really think it's something that you should take. I don't know.
The argument against charging people rent?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, typically the philosophical argument.
No, I mean, that's a legitimate criticism. Because, I mean, you look at why USA was even invented.
So,
I don't know. Like, I think a recurring theme or a recurring trend is that
less and less government. I want personal responsibility. I want personal accountability.
Say that I'm like left of liberal. I don't identify as like a communist or socialist or any of this stuff. Probably like why does that be revelatory to know that water boils in?
About people who are diplomats or ambassadors from other.
Did I say that? Did I say that it was theoretically possible to include like it increase?
Natural society is a society where it's survival of.
You can. What you're describing, you can't do. It's, first of all, not what I'm talking about. Second of all, we can't.
So basically, like, even your Lord and Savior Donald Trump didn't do the best job.
That nature, you refer to it as being conscious, or the conscious community.
So I think that gay marriage at the Constitution and the Supreme Court level actually...
No, but my man just is in the building.
And I find it very interesting that fellow believers are...
Yeah, well, there are examples, but these are minor examples compared to the ones that I'm giving. I'm talking about two.
It's unconstitutional, they shouldn't do it. But now they're arguing about, well, if they do it...
This video with a little blonde hair. Yeah, that's what your mom said last night, too.
Let's ignore USAID. That's obviously upsetting you, and I get that. Because
no, it's not upsetting me.
There's a reason I'm successful. There's a reason why I'm liked.
This is exactly why Democrats.
And good evening and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are back and fresh from Vegas. Hashtag Mater Nation made its way out, kicked some butt, and now we are back. And if you would like to hear more about more upcoming Vegas stuff, you have to go subscribe to the Raging Tomato. I will do one over there this weekend and tell you all about everything we did and what else is coming up next. With me tonight is Ilkan Ali coming in for his own personal throwdown. I've been trying to get this man on for weeks. He's hard to get, hard to catch, but I caught you and now you're all mine for the night. All right. Ilkan comes in with the claim that women should only be F buddies. I'm going to say it for now. We'll be able to cuss later. I think we got to give it 7 minutes before we start cussing to keep it clean. I don't know, something like that. But women should only be F buddies and baby mamas. That's quite a claim, sir. That is quite a claim. All right, kick it off, Ilkan. First off, tell them where they can find you, everything you want to say, and then let's get to your claim.
So you can find me on YouTube, you can find me on TikTok, you can find me on IG, and you can find me on Facebook as well too if you're trying to subscribe or follow in any of those social platforms.
All right, tell me about it. Women should only be F buddies and baby mamas. Why? Why are we only worth that?
So let's start off with this too first, right? Ali believes in the so-called Holy Trinity, the man, woman, and child. There's no problem with that. The problem is the women are no longer buying into it. So now if women are compromising men when they get married and do the things the right way and they're complaining about marriage, then men need to move back away from women unless we're friends with benefits and we're co-parenting, because men can no longer make them happy if they're single, because men can't make these women happy if they're married. Then we need to let them create their own peace when we already got our peace.
Okay. All right. So give them what they want.
Yes, the women.
Is that what women really want? I hear all the time, and maybe you're not necessarily red pill, but I think you dive into the red pill banter, right? Am I wrong?
Oh no, I'm the true nature of red pill, and not diving into. A lot of men are afraid to concede to the fact that they're red pill because the pushback they get from women and men. Ali's not that, so I'm truly into the awareness part and being open to the reality of life. I don't dodge it. If something makes me uncomfortable, that's just what it does. I'm still gonna stay connected with reality. I don't want to live in a delusion.
Okay, so why would we give women what they want if red pill really says like women don't know what they want? They never know what they want. So you just tell them exactly what they need to do.
No, we don't care about what they want anymore. Men are gonna men are gonna do what they want to do, and women are gonna have to align to that. Since we already gave women what they wanted, which was control, which was the last word, which was obviously a lead the families, even though they say they want a leader and it's not working, then they have to work back for the man to want to be a family unit with the women. I think we need to give the kids to the men as well too, because they're over sexualizing the daughters, they're over sexualizing their sons as well too, as well as emasculating them. Our kids are having identity issues, and everyone's being compromised because she wants to do and dictate what happens in the household where everybody's in ruin. So no, it's going to be my house again. I'll take the kids. You can have your own house. You can have your own life and be miserable with yourself. And in my house is going to be nothing but peace. If you can't add to this peace, then you can't come in it. But when you're ready to make love, if you want to go out on a date, if you want to co-parent with me with my children, there's no problem with that as well either. But if you're negative towards me and my kids, you can go back and live in your own house.
So why make babies with somebody who sounds so unpleasant?
So the nature of man is to love women. The nature of men, we come out of our women. It's our nature to want to be with women and have access to women and be around women. We're only complaining about the behaviors of women, but men are never going to go away from women, no matter how hard we try. It's our biological imperative to connect with women, and to either have families with them or have sex with them. Even people who are Bible thumpers and believe in religion, the woman it was meant for the man's pleasure. So if I can't build a family with you and have sex, then all I can do is have sex with you, and I get my peace and my release once I have access to you as well too. If women want to use men for resources and still don't want to do their part in the relationship, then we can at least have sex and you can go your own way, or we can go out and get a steak and some shrimp and some lobster, and everybody should go their merry way. There's nothing any longer that she can complain about unless she's demonstrating that she actually wants to control me.
I'm going to be really blunt with this.
Yes.
And it's going to sound terrible, but wouldn't it just be easier to get a prostitute?
It would be easier to get a prostitute, right? I wouldn't say that, but you want to build a family, you want to have children. So the extreme examples could be Nick Cannon and Cam Newton, right? They try to have relationships with women, and a lot of those women can't stay loyal. They try to take control of the man, even though he's a powerful man, even though he's a reputable man, even though he built his own life. Women want to have access to these men and control these men. And when they can't control these men, we end up separating, right? But we still want babies, like men want a family. But if I can't have a family, if both of us can't live under the same roof, if I have to live in a roof where the woman's always problematic and stressing out the man and she's unhappy under that roof and it affects the children, then okay, you have your own damn house. I'm gonna have my own house. When the kids come over there, they can encounter some of your misery, but I don't have to encounter your misery. When they want to come back, when they come back to daddy's house, it's going to be peace.
That sounds a little selfish in a way towards the children, though. I mean, I'm thinking of the best interests of the children in this type of environment. That's not an environment I'd want to put them in, right? So you're assuming, I'm just going based off of your claim, you're assuming that they're going to be miserable over at their mother's house. Well, then why would you want to make babies with a mother who would be a miserable mother?
No. So I can either blame God for this, or I can blame the creator for this. Nobody picked for these women to be in misery all the days of their lives currently, right? But again, we want to procreate and we want to be with women. This is the option they've given us. Like, women will go, all men want is sex. All men are cheaters. But they don't address the fact that even if the man commits into a relationship, they're unfaithful inside of the relationship. They become ungrateful, non-appreciative. They become lazy bums. They give inconsistent sex to the men. They don't want to cater. So if I did everything in my power to be with these women, I still want to have children. So it's just what comes with the territory now. For instance, I'm sure most men want a woman who's virgins. They don't want to be a virgin. I'm sure men want women with a low body count. They don't want a low body count. I'm sure men want women who don't have attitudes and talk back. They talk back. Anything a man wants, the woman fights harder to do the very thing or go against the very thing that he's asking. When, again, if women ask men to have mohawks, most men will cut their hair into mohawks.
So you want to appease the woman, but you don't want to appease. I'm so confused on this one. And it doesn't, like, it's like spoiling a toddler, but also that toddler is a terrible person. Why would we want to engage with a terrible person?
No, I concede to the fact that we don't want to engage with terrible people, but we have to engage with these terrible people. For instance, most men know when they get in relationships, more than providing, more than caretaking, more than supporting, you have to keep her from making bad decisions for herself. But since we empowered women to lead their own lives, we can't keep them from self-sabotaging because the man can't tell her what to do. So most of what men used to do throughout generations was to keep her from self-sabotaging and ruin herself. We would protect her from herself. But now she don't need our protections. She don't need a man. She don't need babies. She don't need to be validated by men, even though everything she does, including wearing makeup, including getting BBLs, including getting breast implants, including having filters, including having OnlyFans, including prostituting, including stripping. Everything she does is for a man, but she lies about it because she doesn't want to do that too much for the man, right? But if this is where we are now, this is where they pushed us. Women said they had problems with us and pushed being single mothers and single parent households. So we're not even going to start it anymore. Since you're so miserable, again, when you push for the marriage, when you push for the family, then we don't need to do it at all until you fight back for the family, until you fight back for the man, until you fight back for the babies and family making, the way you fight for feminism, the way you fight for sexual liberation, the way you fight for Me Too movements, the way you fight for just doing whatever you want to do without any consequence.
Well, I mean, do you believe, let me ask, do you believe that women get into relationships with intentions of it disassembling?
Women get intentions to get with men to for their sole benefit. They want to get with men where they do the bare minimum and the man does the maximum, and where they maximize everything they do and minimize everything the man does, to the point that if they get control of you, they don't like you. If they can't get control of you, they don't like you. No matter which way it goes, she's going to jump off at the nearest stop. So you either going to have a short ride or a long ride, but the ride is always going to end because somewhere within the relationship, she's going to change her mind.
Is that a guarantee?
It's I'm not going to say it's a guarantee, right? And we don't push absolutes, right? But for most women, most of these women are going to sabotage themselves. They're going to sabotage their men, and they're going to compromise their children as well too. Look at society right now. Look how the kids are acting. The craziest part about society is the women will endorse and support gay men and trans men more than actual men. If he's a man, and you know what's crazy? If he is a man, they'll call him gay and they'll call him sassy. If he puts his foot down, man, that man's gay. Who hurt him? Damn, he's sassy. But if you actually gay, hey bitch, empowerment. I didn't cuss too early, did I?
No, you're good.
We're all about supporting their empowerment. We're all about aligning with the gay community until the trans man starts competing with the woman. Then they're no longer a woman anymore. She don't want to support it. So if the gay man and the trans woman go against them, then they'll finally speak out against the gay man and the trans man. The women will always tell you the truth when they're upset. But until then, the straight man is the new homosexual.
I can't get on board with that claim. I mean, it just personally, right? I can't. I like a manly man. I don't think I. Oh yeah. I don't think I can support the. I don't think I could. Like, I wouldn't run that round of things. But I understand why you say that and why you believe other women do. I understand the sentiment.
Of course.
Okay, so essentially, women are kind of digging their own holes, and now they're asking to get pulled out of it.
Yes,
or are
ma'am.
they? Well, hold up. Are they asking to get pulled out of it?
They'll ask it passively. So the two things women will never say to you, she will never tell you. Or three. She appreciates you, she needs you, or she needs your help. A lot of women will not be vulnerable enough to tell the man exactly what they need from them. And they'll say, number four, nobody asked you for that. They want the maximum for the least they have to do for the relationship. So no, they pretend like they don't need a man, but they need a man. But soon as they have to perform, soon as they have to demonstrate action, soon as they have to show you that they love you, soon as they have to be responsible, soon as they have to be accountable, soon as they have to be a mother, soon as they have to be a wife, everything falls apart. Everything they have to do is an inconvenience, Sarah. Do you realize, Sarah, if a man meets a woman's expectations and standards, this man loves me. But if she has to meet your expectations and standards, he's controlling. It doesn't make absolutely no sense. So the whole world is catered around women that push against the patriarchy, but she wants a leader, she wants a provider, she wants a protector. She doesn't want to go 50-50 with you, or she go 100 by herself and be the version of a man that she believes you're supposed to be. So again, they They don't know what they want and what they want at the same time. But I do know what they're doing is destroying themselves. And a lot of these women are no good women. I'm not doing them. They're emotional. They're just women anymore. Because if a man can control himself, if he can control his hands, if he can control his the way he talks to a woman, his feelings, the way he thinks to be around a woman, then they need to grow up and be women. Starting in 2026 this year, she needs to show up as a woman. There's no more excuses for why she can't show up.
But this sounds like a terrible mother. Like, why would you want them to mother your children? I mean, not you as in you, but the understood you.
Sarah, you want to go? Sarah, you want to? Sarah, most women are terrible mothers. Most women don't even actually like their mothers. You know, in all my time.
Mama. Where's Mama Tomato in the chat? Is somebody go find Mama Tomato?
Hey, you'll say it right now. But in all my years working in mental health, real estate, women will get together collectively. You hear them start talking about their mama, and I'm like, damn, you're talking about you. They'll do it. Depending on the convenience of the conversation, is selective, and you'll catch them in the moment. We know when they say let women talk long enough, a lot of women can't stand their mothers, and they end up being just like their mothers, full of demands and problems, but not bringing any peace to the majority of today's society. You know, back then, at least our mothers and grandmothers, even if they were mad at the man, they would still perform their duties. They would still cook. They would still clean. They would still maintain the house. Today's woman, soon as she's upset with you, soon as she doesn't get her way, the relationship is over, Sarah. You know the data. 70 to 80% of divorces initiated by women, and they come up with all these kind of reasons for why they leave, which is lack of commitment, which is the number one. But they like to go into infidelity, but they never talk about why men may be unfaithful and step out the household when they're not bringing no peace or faithfulness into the relationship with a man. Sarah.
Hold on. Number one, Mom, if you're watching, I absolutely love and adore you. Don't listen to this man. This is hogwash. I love my mama. My mama was a great mom. Still is a great mama, but growing up, I had the best mom.
Shout out to those mamas.
Bread. My mama she was there for every single thing, and she's still my number one fan. I love my mama. All right. Now that that's out there. Okay.
I love my mama too. Shout out to the great mamas. Shout out to the phenomenal mamas. Shout out to the mothers that found joy every single day for loving their children and their husband and their families. We ain't talking about those mamas. We talking about these mamas. You know what's funny, Sarah?
What? Women
complained about being oppressed all these generations. They wanted their own money. They wanted their own car. They wanted their own house. Just to turn right back around and get so-called freedom, just to take care of themselves, Sarah. Just to get in a relationship with a man where they don't want to help, where they don't want to cook, where they don't want to clean. Like, I thought you understood what it felt like being oppressed. Why do they want a man to marry the very thing that they were against, Sarah?
Wait, men to marry the very thing they were against.
They were against. The man is the new slave in relationships. He's the one that's being oppressed in relationships, where a woman gets the resources, the protection, and provisions for absolutely nothing. But even used box, Sarah, that's a whole nother conversation. We can go to a whole different direction with that. But the man is getting to a relationship where the women can't even meet the requirements of peace and no problems.
Okay, so peace would be on the list of things he wants, but you're still losing me here, because you're saying the women don't want to be moms, and there's so many bad moms out there to begin with. Why do we want to make more baby mamas then?
No. So again, we're not telling fathers not to take care of them. You got to have babies with somebody, right? Eve ain't listening to God or Jesus either, right? So since the beginning of time, women wouldn't listen to God as well either. So these women have always been out of control and unruly. The difference is they're against the patriarchy, and the men in power have let them loose. So instead of encountering or go against the men in power that we should be challenging because of these situations, the men put the women against the men. So now the women are competing with the men and leading the men and breaking the family structure. So we're still going to have families. We're still going to have to make love. We're still going to have to want to be with women. All I'm saying is, if we can't find peace with them, they can't find peace with us, then it's friends with benefits and co-parenting, because that's what they do. They marry us, and then they push for divorce, and they come on Sarah the Raging Tomato. Hey, what happened with Ken? Oh, we're co-parenting. He's a great guy. He just wasn't for me. That's what they do. Either the guy is toxic and a liar and a cheater, or he was a great man that she didn't want to follow, and then she tells all her friends that he was a good guy. He wasn't just good for her. She gets to do it for self-love and happiness, and if a man leaves, he broke a family. Sarah? It's deep. The plot thickens.
But then, all right, our birth rate is declining. This is a major issue, okay?
Yes.
But we don't necessarily want to promote broken homes, but what you are promoting is like a degen version of promoting increasing the birth rate, but at the same time, this is a quality versus quantity kind of structure. So you're promoting, just go bang the girls, make them into baby mamas, and just co-parent with them. Like, how does that help? That actually makes the situation worse because those children, right, now have a mom and dad who live apart. Right now, if you can co-parent peacefully, great. But if you can't, like, you're still removed from the household if they go back and forth between. So there's days when the child will still be removed from their father, right? So, and we all know that a father's relationship with his child, I think the most important here, I'll say this, the most important relationship between a father and a child would be the daughter. That's the one that I think is the strongest, and it makes the biggest impact on society overall. And if that one is strengthened, then everything that follows will be as well, right? I could back up those reasonings if you want to get into it, but I think it's easier to just accept it at this rate. But if the father doesn't have daily access to his children, or the children have a stable dad but a crazy mom, right? I wouldn't want to procreate. I wouldn't choose to procreate with somebody who already doesn't bring me peace and already maybe a bad mother or father, right? Like, I wouldn't want to do that. I wouldn't go out and choose to do that. If I'm not willing to live with this person and build a family with them, then why would I create a pseudo family with them and hope it all works out?
And so that's why I keep trying to tell you, right? If she can only do what she wants and do what's best for her, then the man has to do it as well too. Women are doing what works.
If I may, I'll wait. If she just wants to do what she wants, then she doesn't want to be a mother. You already said that these specific women don't want to be mothers. Why would you choose to make them mothers?
No. For instance, I don't like guns. I don't like nuclear bombs. I don't like people being violent, correct? But if one person has a bomb, if somebody has a nuke, if people are armed and people are getting knives, then you have to arm yourself as well too. You have to be prepared to be violent. What's the saying? You'd rather be a warrior in a garden than a gardener in war, right? This is what we're living in right now. Women aren't doing what's right. They're doing what works for them. And men are trying to do what's right, but it's not working for anybody because the woman weaponizes the man doing what's right for herself to the point that all we have to look at is the men that are doing it right. We ain't even got to look at the men who's doing it wrong, even though they're telling on the women, because you can have sex with her, you can get a baby out of her before you can ever make her a wife, because a lot of women don't want to cooperate. But just look at the man that's doing it right. Even when he gives it his all, even when he marries this woman, even when he wants to take care of his family, the woman will still compromise a man when she can't control it. So instead of just going all the way into the marriage, let's start out from the beginning. Let's co-parent and friends with benefits. Women are having surrogates. Women are having lesbian relationships. Women are doing whatever they want to do when it comes to having a child, whenever they want to have a child as well too. So now men have to take back control of themselves as well too. We don't want to do this, Sarah. I'm gonna say this again. I don't want it to be this way. I don't want broken homes. I don't want women to be miserable. I don't want men not to be taking care of their families. I don't want a man not living in the same household with his wife. But if she's going to do what works for her every single time, then we have to put men back in a position where women have to beg to be back in families with men. She don't get nothing unless she earns it and unless she loves that man. And on top of that, the prenup got to be completely different as well too. The woman has to earn her position now in society. She feels like she's obligated to it, even though she made the worst decisions her whole entire life. The average marriage at 29, after she got ran through and made bad decisions, now all of a sudden she got clarity. Now all of a sudden she hit the wall. Now all of a sudden she's aging. Now all of a sudden she got wrinkles. Now all of a sudden she gained weight. Now all of a sudden she wants a man and she wants somebody to take care of her for the rest of her life, but she doesn't even like this guy. That's the craziest thing about it. So even if she gets a guy to take care of her, she don't even like this guy or respect this guy or listen to us because her husband. Oh, can you hear me?
You got it. Yeah, you got it.
Because her husband and man passed her up when she was in her youth, when she was young. She gave up all her years to be destroyed for somebody just to come and take care of her, and she's still a miserable woman.
Okay. All right. I'm hearing you. But why would you? Because then you're actually removing the benefit. You're removing the added bonus. The added bonus would be marital, right? If you have to earn your place back into marriage. But if you're already giving me the baby, and if you're already giving me the sex whenever you want to bone and I want to bone, and we're like, hey, let's hook up. Like, why buy the cow when I get the milk for free, Ilkan? You muted yourself, doll. On StreamYard.
You got it. What is a man getting when he marries a woman that he couldn't get when he
No.
before he
The
marries her?
other way. You're saying
No, no.
that oh, hold on for a second.
Okay,
You're saying if women would have to earn their way back if they want to be marital material. Okay, I hear you. But at that rate, like, why would I need to marry you if I already have the baby, I have my own job, I have my own home, and I can come over and screw you whenever I want? Why would I feel the need to, like, you're not going to make me earn anything. There's nothing to earn back. I already get what I want, and I get peace too.
No, I don't care. Hey, Sarah, we don't care. As long as I'm happy, as long as I got my own home, as long as I can take care of myself, as long as I have a self-love, we're going back to take care of ourselves, because men take care of women and children by nature. When I love myself and our friend, whoever's around us, we want to do for them. We want to take care of them. We want to invest in them. Women take care of themselves. So until they get to a place where they want to invest in a man, that's where we are. Men don't need to marry. If you're already married and with a woman that loves you, hey, that's cool. If you can find a woman who does that as well too, and we can write these prenups a certain way, I'm all down for that. In this current economy or market right now, women are compromising men with marriage. It's not working for them. It's not working for the man. It's not working for the woman, and it's not working for the kids as well too.
Let me ask you this. Can you measure happiness? Is there a metric for happiness, an actual measurement for it?
So I believe in joy, right? And I believe in peace.
Joy.
Just content. Everything in your life is taken care of. The core things in life is taken care of. The happiness is the social construct that the women do, and actually it's a commitment. So I won't say that you can ultimately measure joy, but your joy is what you commit to. If you want to find joy with your kids, you mentally commit to that. If you want to find joy in playing basketball, you mentally commit to that. Women, I recognize that women do that as well too. But men do it with their purpose and doing it with their children and with the things that they do. They find joy in peace. They find happiness in peace, in minimal things. The woman will say, I'm happy when I take pictures. I'm happy when I go on girls' trips. I'm happy when I'm twerking. They say that it's so illogical that they can tell us they're not happy with men, but they're happy when they're with their friends. They're happy when they go on vacations. They're happy when someone's taking them shopping. They're happy when they go into the club. You're showing me that you can change your mind and you pick what makes you happy and what brings you joy. And at this point right now, they find more joy in everything but the man.
For the record, I hate shopping. But on that note, though, happiness or joy is an emotion, and an emotion can scale day to day, hour to hour, even minute to minute. You can go through emotional roller coasters all the time, right? So in terms of a marriage, I think here would be my ideal marriage, right? I'm not concerned about the emotional pieces of it. I'm not concerned about the happiness. If you want a real scale of what a marriage should be on a standard baseline, right? It should be you and I are coming together to form a family and raise children to one day grow up to go be successful, if not more than us, and for them to go have families and be successful. My intentions are to create a legacy with my family, right? That's baseline. It's a business transaction. I've always stood by that. I don't think emotion should be a part of it. Certainly, you get a bonus at being happy. You get a bonus that you brought joy to my life by making pancakes this morning. But at the end of the day, it's this transaction that has a baseline of what is our common interest for getting married and being together, right? Now, in terms of a nuclear family, that baseline should be inevitably the baseline for every marriage, whether you do it religiously, whether you do it as secularly, like no difference between why you get married, how you get married, who you get married through. But overall, when we add emotions into it, that's when you end up with things like what you're saying. Oh, well, she doesn't bring me peace. She's not happy. She's irritated, blah, 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 blah. Right. Whatever the case may be. But if we both come in on that agreement and say, we are here to get married with our baseline of best interest of raising children together, and this is our business transaction, and if we both just so happen to be happy along the way doing it, then we will. Now, why would you want to remove that piece and put emotions in the forefront of why you wouldn't marry somebody that you would have babies with, or or that you wouldn't marry but you would routinely have sex with?
So first, Sarah, you were talking about women. Men can find happiness in doing nothing. I can find happiness in looking at that wall. Man can find happiness in watching the game, playing the game. We can find happiness driving and we turn the wrong way. Ha ha ha, man, we went the wrong way. The women, we go the wrong way, be like, I don't even want to go anymore. Man could find happiness in hobbies, women, friends, anything. Anything we can find happiness in, where women find happiness with nothing, even when she has everything. And the problem with what you saying with making an agreement, women are notorious for breaking agreements. They're notorious for changing their mind. They're notorious for not being the same person 3 days in a row. So I would be fine with agreements, but women don't honor any of them, Sarah. We don't have the problem. We can find happiness in anything. You can give us a checklist. We'll check them off and you'll move the goalpost into the universe. The man can give you 3 things to do. And a lot of times, as long as you don't cheat on him, he still finds happiness with a woman that he may not like, may have a sorry attitude, but you're his woman. The woman is miserable. Most women are miserable all the time, Sarah. You know, most women don't even like being around other women. Like the rate of the way women have friendships now, if you're not spending your time enabling each other and co-signing everything you do and keeping each other single, soon as a woman keeps one of her friends accountable like men do, because we build strong friendships that way, women will cut her friend off. First time you tell her the truth. First time you hold her accountable, she's cutting you off.
You're still putting emotions at the forefront of society's ought. Like, yeah.
No, women.
If you came, no, you're still putting emotions. So far, all I've heard from you is if she doesn't bring me peace, if she's not going to do this, if she's going to X, Y, Z, and that's happiness factor, and it's peace based, right? Then I'll just use her for what she's worth to me, being either having sex with her or making babies with her and co-parenting with her. But I don't want the relationship. I just want to simply make babies. I want a family, but I don't want to do the things that a family would require, right? And if you come out and tell society as an ought and say society ought to promote women to only be fuck buddies and baby mamas, that is a very strong ought based on emotional factors. I would much rather you tell me, you know what, men go their own way, then that is a group. Just go your own way, stay single for the rest of your life. Don't make babies with women, versus saying, look, use women, make babies with them, co-parent with them, but don't marry them. Don't have any intentions of pairing up with them because they don't bring me peace. So you're basing it all off of an emotional forefront. And I don't think that's the place where that belongs. Emotion should be at the end of the line.
So you're misunderstanding me. He's not finding peace. She's not finding purpose. You just said earlier, the baby making is going down. The family making is going down. Relationships are going down because she's investing more in herself than the actual man, the family, and the children. It used to be okay, Sarah, for the man to go, hey, man, she going to be crazy no matter what. She going to have PMS no matter what. She going to change her mind no matter what. But my woman is still going to fulfill her duty. But now she's not fulfilling her duty. She's not fulfilling her obligations. She's destroying her home and she doesn't want to have families anymore. And she tells you every single day, these women come on here, would rather be with the bear than be with a man. And they say, we're going on our own way, 4B movement. We don't need men. It's not men. So
why
it's not, I'm not the one being emotional.
Mothers, don't make those women mothers. Why are we trying to say they're only worthy of being baby mamas? Don't marry them though. No, I would not. Like you're telling me these women are mentally unstable, because that's what that sounds like to me, right? No, that sounds mentally unstable to not be able to.
No. Sarah, Listen to what I'm about to say. When women come on here and say, why y'all keep entertaining hoes? Why do y'all keep flirting with these hoes? Why you keep marrying these hoes? Most women is hoes, Sarah. 9 out of 10 women are 9 out of 10 women are the miserable women that I'm talking about. It's no way a man can get around it because most of these women are miserable. Most of these men go, hey, you know what? I'd rather have a relationship with a woman. I'd rather try to have a family with a woman. I'd rather have children with a woman because that's my purpose. That's what I find joy in. I love it. Than I have no women at all. So I understand if it was 2 out of 10 women, it's 9 out of 10 women. It's most women. Most women are this way.
But you're rewarding bad behavior and you're teaching them that that's the baseline.
How is that? How is it? So we took.
Hey, we're just going to give you what you want.
No.
Right? We're just going to give you what you want. I'm going to come over. I'm going to dick you down every now and then. I'm going to make babies with you, but you live in your house. I'll live in mine. Like, I don't see any incentive to want to turn around and marry you. So you're rewarding bad behavior and expecting a better outcome because you're saying women will want to earn. They have to come back to us and earn that ability to get married. Right? That doesn't tell me I don't have to earn shit at that rate because you're already giving me everything I need. You're going to dick me down every now and then. You're not going to live here to leave your socks on the floor. That sounds pretty copacetic.
So
why isn't your goal to get them to want you for marriage?
I told you we're not doing. No. You're going to do what I want. I don't care about what you want. You know that lady? Who was that lady? The lady that had Sharon. What's her name? Sharon Theron on her show. Something Daddy. What's it? Call Me Daddy.
Yeah, I think her name's Call Me.
She was talking about all that empowerment and single motherhood, not wanting a baby, and not a woman's pregnant in a relationship now. Probably borderline about to get married. Women lie so they can get men to chase them down, pay their bills, and beg to be married to them, beg to get access to them, but they actually want a husband. They actually want marriage. They actually want a ring. You know how do you know that? Soon as you start having sex with them, soon as they're friends with benefits, now they're giving you ultimatums. Is this all we're going to do? I'd like to be a wife. Why don't you put a ring on my finger? When are we going to get married? But at the same time, women are pushing feminism and sexual liberation and the right to be thoughts. The problem is she wants to be a hoe on Monday. Then she wants to be a wife on Friday. Soon as she's a wife on Friday, then she wants to be a hoe on Monday. So let her be a hoe. Hey, hoe, you want to go out tonight? Yes, let's go get some steak. You can go right back to your house. And they could be prostitutes if you want to say that. I want a baby. We're going to have a baby. He can come back at my house. He can stay at my house. He ain't got to be obligated to you. But I would like my son to be around his mother. But since most of these women are hoes, they don't need to be around their mother that much. Sarah, women are fighting to not spend as much time with their kids as they used to. Women are sending their kids to daycare while they're home. They're not even working. So they send their kids. They want to work so they don't have to work for their husband. And they want to send their kids to daycare so they don't have to spend time with them.
Women have always worked. Women have always worked throughout history. Women have always worked. The jobs that they've just worked have just been less powerful positions, right?
Yes,
like laundering, not laundering money, like actual laundresses, like laundry, service, very service oriented, nurse type of care. But that's like women have just not worked big boy jobs like being lawyers or doctors or things like that. But women have always worked.
Yeah, but traditionally, a lot of times when the women were married, they didn't work. They'd work when they were single.
No, they still work. Okay, you want to talk about aristocrats? Yes. You want to talk about the elite? Yes, you are correct. But the general population of women always worked. It may have been part-time. It may have been a little bit of this, a little bit of that, but they were always working to support their household in all sorts of different ways. Now, if you're a homesteader, you're still working. You're just working on your farm or your ranch or your home, right? But you want to talk about maybe the 1950s? Women weren't working quite as much, but yeah, they've always worked.
Hey, Sarah. Most women did not work outside the home in the 1950s. In 1950s, 24% of married women worked. In the 60s, 31% of married women worked. In the 70s, 40% of married women worked. And it's because they want to go to work. They want to finance themselves, and they don't want to be traditional wives. They don't want to be traditional women. So that's incorrect, Sarah. Most married women did not work. Their husband would take their husband would take care of the home, and they would take care of working and financing the home, and the mothers would take care of the household, and we'd have traditional wives. Most women did not work if they were married.
Where was the economy then? Where was the economy then?
No.
The economy was perfect then. It was perfect. All the men came back home from World War II, right? And then we got a bunch of babies, and they could afford it at the time because the economy was on a boom. It wasn't until the 70s when the economy started going and things started switching gears. All right. But before that, women have always worked. Whether they were running laundry, right? I'm talking about your basic lower class, middle class, anything like upper middle class and up, they didn't, right? But you want to talk about all your lower class sections. Yes, women have always worked. They've always had the ability to work. They've been able to work part-time jobs. How many Mary Kay saleswomen, cosmetics or whatever were running around selling that?
So most women were not working, and you can research it when you have the time. Married women did not work. Once she was married, that man took care of the house. Majority of women now, they're pushed to work. The reason why people getting paid less, the reason why we get paid the way we get paid now, because more women want to be in the workforce, and more women are complaining about being at home, so they can pay us cheap,
only
less.
Those that could afford it.
And it makes my point that she doesn't want to be home.
How many people? Let me ask you this: how many people can afford to live off of a single income household right now?
Today, I would concede to you and say a lot can, because the woman went to work. If she comes back home, they can pay the men more. Sarah, women created this. They fought for feministic ideals where they wanted to be treated equal to men until they get treated equal to men. Then they want to be woman again. The problem is, soon as she's a woman again, she wants to be back and be a man and be in charge again. Let's not move the goalpost. The problem is, if the woman was happy in the household, we wouldn't worry about the economy that we have today, because we can pay men more because they work less. But because she wants to get out the household where she can take care of the home and cater to her husband, she wants to go to work so she doesn't have to be home taking care of a man or taking care of what the man needs for him to take care of her. When she goes back home, maybe we can work on how much people are getting paid again, right? But until the woman actually wants to be a wife again, actually wants to be a mother and a traditional wife or a traditional woman, we're going to have these problems, Sarah.
I don't think most households can afford that.
No, because she wants to work.
I don't, trust me, if I could just sit around and eat bonbons all day, I did the stay-at-home mom thing happily.
Hey, Sarah, can I ask you a question? Can I ask you a question, Sarah?
What?
Is being a mother the hardest job?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Really?
Oh my God.
It's the hardest job. Okay, so let me ask you a question.
It's the most rewarding, but it is very hard.
It's the hardest job.
When you think about it, your child, especially in the younger years, your child's life literally depends on you, especially started newborn up to about age 5. That's when you're always on your toes. I wouldn't say hard as in like terrible, this is the worst thing I've ever experienced. No, it's a joy. It's a reward, but it is hard.
Women say it's hard, and women say it's the hardest job to do, correct? Most women say it's the hardest job.
If somebody's life depends on you, yes.
Yeah. Hey, Sarah, if we gave women the option to go to work and men come home and be traditional stay-at-home fathers, would women take that role?
I think some would.
No. I'm actually, would most women, if men said, I'll come home, be the stay-at-home father and be a traditional house husband, and you go to work, would most women do that?
I think some would, yeah.
I said would most. Would most women do it?
I don't know. I wouldn't know how to gauge that.
Hey, Sarah, women lie. If a man comes home with his kids, they're gonna have a ball. He doesn't mind cooking. He doesn't mind telling them kids to clean, or he'll fold clothes and do what he needs to do to take care of the house. Women lie about how hard it is, and then they get mad about how easy it is for the man to get them kids to do what they're supposed to do, how easy it is for the man to rear those kids, how easy it is to direct those children, how easy it is for the man to control the household. She just can't control the household. But if you gave her the option to go to work permanently and let the man come home permanently, which would be a piece of cake for men, women would hate life. They would not say that working is the easiest job. They'll say, this man is a bum and I'm taking care of a bum. That's exactly what they would say.
Sarah. I think most relationships are not operating under that, because I think, what is the percent right now that the man is typically going to make more than his wife, right? Now, if the roles are reversed, we've seen this happen where it's more income for the woman to work and then the man to stay at home. And we see a small percentage of that actually happening because they still want a stay-at-home parent, and the wife makes more. So it's like she goes to work and he stays home with kids. We see that. A lot of people give them shit for it, I believe, but it exists.
Mm-hmm. Yes. All I'm saying is that women are liars. They don't want to be a stay-at-home mother. They don't want to go to work. They don't want to do anything but reap the benefits of being a woman solely to exist. They want to use their beauty to get a man to take care of them, where they can just sit down in their soft woman era and have the leisure life. When you go on TikTok, when you go on IG, when you go on YouTube, they go, a real man gives his woman the leisure life. He gets a maid, he gets a cook, and he takes care of her where she doesn't have to do anything at all. But as soon as she has to become so-called traditional wife, stay-at-home mother, it becomes domestic, it becomes oppression, and she becomes a maid, and she becomes a slave. Women hate doing it all. And they'll even tell you the only reason why they listen to their boss is because they get paid. They hate going to their job every single day. And the woman who really shows you she hates her job is the woman when they get to their 30s and 40s, and they regret not getting a husband, and they regret not getting a man who's going to take care of all the bills. Now they want to come back home. Now they want to be with the babies. Now they want to start a life, a family, but it's too late. They put all of it behind them so they can do whatever they wanted to do.
So hold on. So women will listen to their boss at work because he pays her, right?
Her. Mm-hmm.
But you're saying that women don't listen to their husbands?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, her coming home is equivalent to him going to work. So we had a show today. Men literally finance women's lives. Your man will pick you up Starbucks on the way from home and ask you what you want.
Well, hold on, but she works though, right?
Who? No. We're talking about women complaining about being traditional mothers. So women who are we're talking about stay-at-home women who don't work. They complain. They say it's unpaid labor. That's the new talking point, is women, the feminists and the women who believe in that ideology say that if she has to be home while the man works, it's unpaid labor. But if we hold her to the same task, that means you got to pay me for going to work and paying all the damn bills then. That's unpaid labor, right? Me going to work and taking care of the bills and financing the household to where you're not, that's unpaid as well too. If you're saying what you're doing is unpaid. My boss is paying me, you're not. Think about it. She's saying it's unpaid labor when she's cleaning. Someone isn't financing her. I'm getting paid for going to work, but I'm not getting paid for working for her.
Ooh.
Okay. Come on. Yeah. Right. That's unpaid labor. You
want her to be at home and take care of your children, right?
Hey, Sarah, I want a woman to appreciate a man that goes to work so she doesn't have to, and find joy in taking care of the home because he's taking care of the ability for her to be at home.
Right. So like you could call it unpaid labor, but like if I am a stay-at-home mother for you and you go to work in order to provide for that ability, right? That's the best interest of the children. Yes. I wouldn't call what you're doing unpaid labor. You are going and working a job and getting paid in order to provide for that family that you want to create.
Sarah, right. I agree. I'm talking about the delusion and craziness of what's in women's head and what they come up with. So they want a man to pay her for being home and not having to work, for cleaning, for cooking. Even though, you know how crazy women are? When they're by themselves, they say they're strong and independent. They're cooking for themselves. They're cleaning for themselves. For some reason, when they do it for a man, they become a slave. On top of that, she wants to be paid for being at home with the kid. She's messing up the house. She's cooking the food. The man ain't even at the house. So why are women complaining about men not cooking and cleaning when they're not even at the house?
Okay,
if she's a stay-at-home mother.
Paid, it is paid, right? Like I look at it as paid. Like that you pay the mortgage and you're paying for the clothes on our backs and you're paying the water bill. Like I consider that paid, right? You're saying that women believe these are unpaid. Women are they're not recognizing that the house is provided and they don't have to think about making money.
If they were single, they would sound crazy to say it's unpaid labor because they're at their own house. If they're working, cooking their own food, washing their own clothes, cleaning their own house, they're not going to say it's unpaid labor. It's your house. But for some reason, when they get inside of the house and the man is at work and she's a stay-at-home mother, she's dirtying up the dishes still. The clothes are dirty because of her. The house is messy because the kids and her, if she has kids, she's expecting the man to pay for her to clean up the stuff that she's messing up.
Well, she's taking care of the children, right? I don't think that's a fault.
No, Sarah.
Like the house is a mess because the kids, right? Like if you were there, you'd have to take. Okay, let's pretend you're married and your wife passed away, and you still have to go to work. You would actually have to pay somebody to come in and do all of those things, if not actually doing them yourself. Correct?
No, you come home, you clean your own house. Hey, Sarah, you had a job.
Well, that's what I just said. Like if your wife passed away and you had 3 young children. Okay.
Oh, a nanny or something.
You still have to go to work, and you would actually have to pay for that value to be filled, right? That position to be filled. If you didn't have time to do your own laundry, didn't have time for dishes, you'd have to pay for a maid to come clean it up, right? Just the same as if you don't have the capacity or time to change your own oil, you go and you pay somebody to do it. So it's a resource, right? So you either are going to hire out or have in-house via your wife, right? So your wife still provides a value. And I think that value, it could be, you could put an actual metric on it, on the value of how much that is. So
Sarah, I'm speaking from the perspective of, that's what we have in a misunderstanding. I'm talking to you as if you recognize the rhetoric and you hear this rhetoric all the time. I agree. It's a tremendous value that your woman is at home taking care of the home while you work. I'm saying how they're saying it. Majority of these women are calling that unpaid labor because they have to be at home with the kids as a stay-at-home mother while the man is working. They see it as unpaid labor. There's another thing they came out with, and I forgot the term because it's new. If she has to be the man's emotional safe place, there's a term for that as well too. Women are complaining the man has to come home and he either vets to her or just looking for somewhere to put his head on or rest on. Like, and most men don't even like bringing their problems to the woman, but they're coming up with another term for having to be your man's emotional safe space. So now him needing coming to you for comfort emotionally is a problem, and it's unpaid. And you being at home is unpaid labor if he's taking care of the bills so that you can be home and don't have to work. I agree with you though.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Both of you is valuable. Both of you are an asset. A woman who operates in her nature and fulfills her duties and responsibilities and reciprocates what the man is trying to do for her, and we're playing our roles, that's a valuable woman. That's a powerful woman. And that's a great woman. I'm talking about today's woman. That's why I said I'm not talking about all women. That's the minority of women. Those women are valued. Those women are appreciated, and those women are respected. I'm talking about today's woman who finds a problem for having to lift her right leg up or have to do anything for her man. Anytime he needs her to do something for him that comes with her responsibilities and duties, it's a headache. It's a problematic. It's an inconvenience. That's all I'm talking about. Whereas if I go right now, Sarah, if my woman says she want a Bojangles, and by the time I'm getting the Bojangles, she changes her mind and go, I want Pizza Hut. I'm going to Pizza Hut. I want to bring
problem solver.
Hell yeah, but I want to see her happy. I get turned on. Turned on for my woman being happy and getting what she wants. It's a turn on. Women should get just as turned on for doing what their man are asking and what their man need. They don't. It's a turn off. Ugh, he's controlling me. He's inconveniencing me. This is a problem. This is most women. And I want to give women the grace and the benefit of the doubt that their nature isn't this way, and that the government or television and society is conditioning her to feel this way. And she's actually envious of the man, and she's competing with the man instead of appreciating and valuing herself as being a woman. And I think that's where it's coming from. She resents.
No, you know what it is? You know what it really is? This is where I'll team up with you. Society has taught us women, or at least we can utilize this as a tool, right? And it's unfortunate that this stands out there, but if you're not going to give me what I want, the next guy will. And if he's not going to give me what I want, the next guy will, because they're lined up and there's the simps. And so this is why I actually kick it back to you, Ilkan. Why are you giving them what they want? If you guys all team up and you say, fuck them, we don't want them, then you're not going to give them what they want. You're going to only go for the women who do want marriage and who do have those same values and principles as you. And all of those other crazy psycho women are going to be sitting there by themselves with their cats. Like, why are you giving them the babies? Why are you giving them the D? Why are you giving them exactly what they're asking for? Because you're essentially saying, hey, it's okay that you don't want to be a wife. It's okay that you just want to have sex. It's okay that you just want to make babies and raise them. Like, it's okay that you're a shitty mom. It's okay that you want to be like you're telling me feminism bad, right? You're telling me these women being hoes is bad. Why would you want to make babies with a woman who is inevitably bad? That sounds like a terrible fucking idea. And the only way to combat that, Ilkan, is to tell them fucking no.
No.
And if they don't like it, then here's what's going to happen, Ilkan. They're going to try to get what they want from man number one. Man number one says, nah, bitch, you a hoe. I don't want any of that. And then they're going to move on to the next guy. And the next guy's going to be like, nah, bitch, we don't want any of that. Right. And they're going to keep moving on. And they're all going to say, no, 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 no. If you guys team up, you're not using your brains here. Team up, combat it together as a whole, and leave the Simpson and desperate ones as the only ones that can get the baby mamas and the hoe bags. Why would you want to take all of these valuable men and pin them down with women who don't want to be moms, with shitty women?
I'm gonna be frank with you, Sarah.
Okay.
I'm gonna be frank with you. Okay. They already don't listen to nothing that we're saying. They already disrespect us when we love them. They already disrespect us when we give them everything that they want. You're telling me by still not giving them what they want, they're going to get better when they're more notorious for becoming worse when they don't get what they want. They're turning to women. They're becoming lesbians. They're buying dildos and roses. They're taking care of themselves. The reason why the nations are investing in AI and robots is because the woman is telling you the truth. She doesn't need a man. As long as you put money in her pocket, as long as you give her a house, as long as you give her a car, as long as she can finance herself, she doesn't give a damn about a man, where a man was like, I still care about her. I still value sex. I still value family. I still value companionship. I still value friendship. I still value this so-called dumb word we hate, partnership, right? I still value everything that makes you a woman, and I still want a family. If it's not working, the least you can do is give me a nut and a kid. Yes. So, yes. If I can't cheat, if I can't, no, because this is what hold on. Listen, hold on, Sarah. Sarah.
Would you wife up a woman? Let me ask you: would you wife up or want children with a woman who does not share those values and principles? That sounds like a shitty plan.
Sarah, y'all already don't. You already don't do it. Y'all don't listen to nothing.
So wait until you find the one that does.
Y'all don't exist. They don't exist. Where? They're not. You're not in church. They're not in church. They're not in Thailand. This passport brothers, like people pushing passport brothers, them women don't like you either. Like all these women are understanding and looking at the game that the West is playing.
Though. I'm telling you why, Ilkan,
Sarah,
because you're giving us what we want.
No, we're not, Sarah.
I just told you, if you don't give me what I want, the next guy will. If he doesn't give me what he wants, the next guy will. If the next guy doesn't give me what I want, the next guy will. If they all told me no, I think I might shut my mouth and learn by the fourth guy, right?
Right.
Right.
And I call you. Thank you.
Ilkan.
Thank you for making a whole wide world. Thank you for this whole wide world, because y'all know men love hoes too. Since you don't want to be our wives, you can be our hoes. We'll pay you to leave. We'll pay you for peace. And hey, at least give us the kid. We're getting what we want. I don't give a damn. Hey, Sarah, men need to stop giving a damn, like you said, about what women want. Men still want nuts. Men still want kids. And men still want at least access to the woman. So that is what we want. We don't want to just say no to men. That's why y'all go, well, why don't you just be gay? You don't like women? Nope. We love women. We'll still bust them down. But since you can't cooperate inside of a relationship, we'll be friends. We'll co-parent. And we'll have benefits that come with it. Because
How do you know that they'll be good friends with benefits? How do you know that they'll be good co-parenters? Like, if they already don't align with your values at the core, you're not going to make it worth. You never want to add kids to a toxic, crazy shit like that. Oh, we don't align on principles and values enough to even get married. Yeah, we'll just be friends and see how that works. That sounds like a terrible idea, Ilkan. Like, it sounds terrible.
Sarah, most men already don't like their wives.
Oh,
their
my
wives,
God.
Nah, it's hey, go talk. Go. You want the real? Most men do not like their wives. They can't. Their wives talk too much. Their wives are too problematic. Their wives are too demanding. Their wives are too inconsistent. Their wives are lazy. Their wives are always problematic. They're not bringing peace into the man's life. But the man go. You know what, Sarah? If it wasn't for men giving women value and still wanting to be with women and loving women, most women don't have no value outside of the box. If you take her mouth away, if you take her vagina away, if you even take her butt away, there's nothing nothing that she's offering to most men. And if you ask a woman, Sarah, I ask you, if you take all those 3 body parts away from her, what do most women offer men today in marriages?
You said mouth, right?
Take her mouth away.
Mouth.
Take her vagina away.
Uh-huh.
For the extra freaky deaky people, take the butthole away.
We got titties. Y'all love a good pair of titties. Y'all suck on titty. Come on.
Take those
Unless
away.
you can find what's that? Bob
Take those. Take those away.
Take them all away. Okay.
If you take that away from a woman, what value do most women bring to men today?
Well, how do you get to your dentist appointment? How do you get that scheduled?
I'm waiting.
I mean,
I like all them answers. What's the answer?
Well, we are very well coordinated, right? So all you have to do is show up. And that's what I love. But at least that's what I loved about being a wife, right? Like I just plan, well, at this rate, I wouldn't want to do that anymore. But like at that, I planned everything, I coordinated everything. I had the kids rolling and doing what they need to do. All my husband had to do was just show up. Okay. He doesn't even need to pick out what he wants to wear. I can already tell him, hey, we need this, 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 and this. And he has the go-to. He knows what we're going for, whatever. All he had to do was show up. That was it.
Thank you for telling all the men. That's AKA control freak. We don't want a control freak.
That's what he liked.
Most of these women that want to be.
That's what he wanted.
You try to take away from the fact that most of these women are control freaks. They want to control what their man wears. They want to control what their man.
It's what he wanted.
They want to control what their man.
He wanted. Trust me. I used to ask all the time, do you want to XYZ? Do you want to do this, do that? Blah, 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 blah. And he said, it's much easier if you just tell me where I got to go. Just tell me what time and where I need to be there. He liked it when I picked shit out for him. He
Sarah,
liked all that.
Do most men tell women the truth?
I'm tainted, but I'll assume your answer is yes.
But you just lied to yourself by saying that's what he wanted. He told you that because that's what he knew you wanted to hear and would make you happy. Yes, babe. I love you controlling that. I love you. Or he was good before you came into his life.
Well, here's what I'll say why. He worked a lot of overtime. He worked a lot of hours. He wasn't home a whole lot. So when he was, we just made it easy on him. Right? Like he had the calendar event. He knew where he had to be, what the kids were doing, what event we're going to, what time's dinner, whatever. So if he's home, like for 2 days and the other 7 days, he's like, he's not really here, right? He doesn't see us. He's not here. He's not part of anything. Those 2 days, he just wanted it smooth sailing. So all he had to do was show up.
Sarah, you ain't selling that pen. If all I'm getting is an organizer, it's the juice ain't worth the squeeze. Hey y'all, we should get married to women because they're organizers. They can't hold on. They can't even organize their own life. And I'm gonna let her organize my life. You can't even. Most women.
What is your value then as a man?
What is my value?
Take the dick away. Take the dick away.
What is my? Hey, let's start with this. I have charisma. I have a sense of humor. I can take you out. I can finance your life. I'm somebody you can communicate to. I'm somebody who can adjust to you. I'm somebody you can vent to. I'm your therapist. I'm your punching bag. Men are everything and more when you get with this man. That's why a lot of women love their men even more than women. Women don't want to listen to your mouth talking all day long. Your man, you know what you love when a man does? Okay. Yep. Uh-huh. You right, girl. Yep. That girl's stupid, ain't she? You don't like that girl.
Hold on. Those are just character traits. That's just personality.
No.
Charisma.
Hey, Sarah. Are we
therapy.
No. So we already will finance your life.
Hold on. Do you think You just said it. Women have their own jobs. They finance themselves. If I have all of those things, if I come to you, I can, if I have all of my own money and all of these, like I have my own house, I have my own car, and I meet you and you have your own house and you have your own car. What are we left with, Ilkan? Either you got a good dick, I got a good pussy, and we can laugh and eat good food. Those are all character traits that everybody can bring to the table. You either have it or you don't. You believe there's douchebag men out there, correct? We can't say all men are great. Just the same as I'll agree with you and say there's some fucking crazy women out there, right? What you've just baselined it at is, oh, well, I can bring you a great personality. Sounds like something anybody can do, Ilkan, man or women. You're saying if you say if you're gonna take a woman's boobs, booty hole, poo-tang, mouth, what is she worth? And so I'm thinking, how can I support you? Okay, I can support you in that aspect. And then you're saying for a man, if you could take away his peen, and you're saying the only thing you said to me that was opposite was really that you can financially support me, but I could do that myself, and you can schedule your own dentist appointments. So at the end of the day, we're all accountable humans for ourselves. You either can or you can't. So it's not about like, what do you bring to the table, that the other person can't. At the end of the day, it's either you get along, you have fun personalities, you have a good time, or you fucking don't, right? There is no fucking table of what everybody brings, because we all have the ability to do it on our own, correct?
If yes, but the problem is, I told you before, a man has the gift of being what a woman wants him to be, and it's still not enough. Where women,
oh, you went out.
You can give us a checklist, and a man's gonna do everything in his power to make you happy. It's impossible to make you happy or bring you joy. A man can tell. Let me finish. No. Hey, Sarah, just because you saying it's not metric, it doesn't make my point valid to the point that a man will do anything that a woman is asking. Whatever you asking is yes. You want to go to Target? Yes. You want to go shopping? Yes. You want to go to Cancun? Yes. You want to watch The Notebook? Yes. You want me to sit? You want me to go bake you some cookies? Yes. Whatever you asking for, most men are like, yes. Whatever we ask you, I'm exhausted. I'm overwhelmed. I'm overstimulated.
Hold up, though.
Do you want that? No, let me land.
Okay.
My main point is the fact that a man will try to do damn near anything he can to make you happy, and it's impossible. A man can tell you to do two things. Most women will struggle to make the man happy because they don't even try.
And this is why I say marriage is not a metric of happiness. Is that happiness, joy, you make me feel good, you fuck me every night. Those are bonus add-ons. It is a business transaction. If you baseline it and you come into the marriage on that agreement, you can prenup that, Ilkan. You can prenup it and even say, I want my wife to fuck me every night, and if she doesn't, then I have the right to divorce her. You know you can do that, right?
Hey, Sarah.
I want my wife to stay under 120 pounds, with the exceptions of any very specific medical issues or concerns, XYZ. Otherwise, I have the right to divorce her. That is called a business contract. That's a business transaction. You are in agreement. If you cannot communicate these things upfront to your wife and say, listen, happiness is one thing, but this is what I want to see out of our marriage. If we can't agree on these things, then I don't want to marry you. We're not grounded. We're not on the same value system. You keep saying, well, she doesn't want to make him happy, and he always makes her happy. That is hogwash and bullshit. It's not a metric that I would depend on for a marriage. A marriage is the best interests of the children. What are our goals for our marriage? Do we want to have children? Do we want a legacy? Do we want to create and build something? That's the fucking conversation that should happen. Not all this, let's go to Mexico to a nice resort, have a vacation, wedding far away, make all of our family travel for this amazing, beautiful venue just so we can say, you make me so happy. That's absolute bullshit. It is a transaction. You got to find agreement. Otherwise, don't get together.
Most men would agree with you. We're talking about what women are talking about. They're unhappy. They're even unhappy with themselves. They're going to therapy. They're trying to find God. They're the ones that saying they're healing. She has no responsibility or no duty. Our relationship should be, hey, this is the metric we're going to meet. Like you say, I'm going to fulfill these responsibilities. You fulfill these responsibilities. Let's take this to forever. We're going to have ups and downs. Some days you're there, some days you're not there, vice versa, but we stick through it forever, no matter what. The problem is she changes her mind. If she wants to get, hold on.
You lowered the standard.
No. Hey, Sarah, if a woman says she's fine with friends with benefits, she'll ask you to get married. If a woman asks for marriage, she'll ask for the divorce. If a woman says the man's working too much and wants you to come home, she wants you to go back to work. If she don't want to work, she want to come back home. She come back home, she go back to work. Y'all are always changing your mind. You're not the same person every single day. We are. We're not the problem. Y'all are. So hold on, Sarah, hold on.
Okay,
it don't work. It don't work if I give you what you want. It don't work if I don't give you what you want. Y'all are crazy. And Sarah, you may be the exception.
We are all a level of crazy.
You may be the exception. And there's a minority of women who may be controlling it. But for the most part, most women do not commit to anything. It is not signed and sealed forever. That's why they have no fault divorce. You get married to her whenever she feels like it, she'll leave you. That's why there's no incentive behind it. So I told you before, Sarah, even if men,
you're making it based on happiness. You said I give her what she wants. I give her what she wants, what she wants, what she wants. Nah, bitch, you don't need that. Shut the fuck up and sit down. Grow some balls, Ilkan. Tell the woman to sit the fuck down and shut her mouth and move the fuck on. That's the problem. You're giving in. Stop giving in. You have lowered the standards so far to give her what she wants. Sarah, fuck that bitch. Fuck them hoes. I can't believe I'm taking this side.
You gaslighting Ali. You're not even going to take that. You're not even going to take that from a guy to tell you, shut up, Sarah, and stay in your place. You're going to be like, what the hell you just tell me? I ain't got to take this. I make my own money. Sarah,
isn't that red pill, Sarah, though, Ilkan?
Hey, Sarah, didn't you just say the man need to tell her what she needs to hear? Did you just say that?
Yeah.
Most women are not receptive to what they need to hear. They just go on, like you said, to that. Hold on, let me finish.
Yes.
Woman needs 1,000 men to be good for one woman to be good. That's how psychotic our society has. 100 men have to tell her no for her to be good. 100 men have to tell her no not to be a hoe, even though she chooses to be a hoe, even though she chooses not to be cooperative. Instead of women coming together and destroying the sisterhood and this feminist ideal, all the men in the world has to tell you no to keep you from being a hoe. That's crazy. And I rhymed when I said it as well, too. So it's not going to work if every single man has to be righteous and it takes one unrighteous man to make all the women unrighteous. It's not going to work.
You gave them the ability to do it.
Oh,
you gave them
Sarah, checkmate. Hey, Sarah.
You're doing it right now by giving them exactly what they want, Ilkan. You're saying, you know what? Let's just open the floodgates. Let them hoe around. Let them do whatever they want. When they want to make babies, hey, ping me. Let me know. I'll make you a baby mama, and we'll do that. And we don't have to worry about all this marriage stuff. You're giving in.
You know,
that's a bitch move.
You just checkmated this. You know how you checkmated this?
How?
It's not what she will do that makes her the good woman. It is what she won't do that makes her the good woman. If I say I'm a monogamous and loyal man, I need to be tested by hundreds of women coming after me to try to be with me, and I stay loyal to my woman. If she's this righteous woman, it has to be hundreds of men that come after her to change her and make her do something else and make her concede to being a bad woman. Y'all don't get enough pushback. You don't have enough responsibility, and you don't have enough purpose to be tested to be the good woman. All the men have to be good in order for you to be good. When are y'all going to be good women so that men just naturally lead you? Because most men act accordingly. Most men are benevolent. Most men want a woman. Most men want a family. Most men want to do the right thing. You have to make us say no to you in order for you to be the right thing. Don't the Bible, and again, for all the Bible thumpers, and I know, Sarah, I think you read the Bible too, and you Christian as well too. The book doesn't say the man has to make her a wife and raise her to be a wife. The book says the man that findeth a wife findeth a good thing. She has to want to be a wife, and when she's tested, she stays that way. If she's never tested, that doesn't mean you have a good woman. You get to see if she's a good woman when she's tested with adversity, when she's tested with lust, when she's tested and influenced to do something outside of being a woman, being a mother, and being a wife. That's how you see if you got a good woman. So she should have said no all those times that she had options to go get another man. Because Sarah, you know what women told me since I was in high school? Tell me the truth and let me choose. Every time most of these brothers tell women the truth, they demonstrate they're horrible women, and they keep going out looking for the liar that will tell her what she wants to hear. And she still loses respect for that guy, because you're going to lose whether you tell her the truth. You're going to lose whether you tell her a lie. It doesn't matter. She's mastered how to ruin her life and my life.
Then why would you want to make them mothers of your children? That sounds like a horrible idea. I'm gonna stop there because I know you've already responded to that. Jesus fucking Christ.
Hey Sarah, do you believe? Hold on. Hey Sarah. And one more analogy. Hey Sarah, do you believe?
Yes.
Do you want a society where we're violent?
No.
Do you want a society where we're killing each other?
No.
But you should have the right to be armed and protect yourself, correct? You don't want to. We shouldn't have. We don't want a society where people have to carry guns and knives and have to protect themselves. But this is the society we in. So I would advise to someone to carry. I would advise someone to be able to protect themselves, even though you don't want to carry, even though you don't want a firearm, even though you don't want to kill somebody. This is the society we live in today. So if you can't get a cooperation, if you can't get a submission, if you can't make her a wife, if you can't make her an honest woman, the least you can do is get a nut and get a baby. Friends with benefits and baby mamas.
It'd be better if you just got a surrogate. All right, I am dropping the link into the live chat. Ilkan, if you want to drop it into your live chat, feel free to do so now. Holy shit. I love you so much, Ilkan, but this is just pure degeneracy. That is what you're promoting here, and it's killing me. Shout out to Based Moon, a new member over on Raging Tomato side. Shout out to you, young lady. Appreciate you being here. James is cheating on me. Do you see this? James is my man, and he came over to your chat.
That's what I'm talking about, James.
James is cheating on me again. He did the same thing with Fatty, and he went and he cheated on me with him. James, I still love you. Please come back. Don't cheat on me. But shout out to James. He says +1 on the goal for the untouchable empire. And a kind reminder, actually, to my chat, if you want the gauntlet tonight, you have to hit that dono goal. If you don't hit that dono goal, Ilkan and I shut down. I go to bed. Ilkan does whatever the fuck he wants to do, and you're not going to get your crazy gauntlet that you want. So I highly recommend you starting to hit up that dono goal now. Don't think for 1 second that just because we went to Vegas, we were gone for a few days, you get to slack off when I get back. All right.
Man.
Tony with the big 5 says, let's go, Ali. Shout out to the spades. Zero says, we are already living in this environment of co-parenting. Might as well let the man be happy.
Facts.
The problem Sarah's having is the idea of men actually win. I want you to win, and I don't want you to end up in these degenerate situations. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't want you to lose. I feel like Sarah, you're losing more.
Hey, Sarah, if I got married with a woman and we had a kid and then she left me, am I degenerate?
Say it again.
If she left me, am I degenerate? If I get married, if I do it the right way and she leaves me, am I degenerate?
I'm assuming no.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we're not going to be stuck and pigeonholed in this box anymore, that the man has to compromise himself and let her get a notch on the belt so she can tell the whole world she was a kept and married woman and just a divorce. A man can be a phenomenal, great man, phenomenal provider, great father, and he can be friends with this woman and co-parent without having to get married when she's already going to divorce him. Men just don't become baby daddies, and women just don't become.
Her? Why would you marry?
No, you keep saying, Sarah, women lie too, right? Men can finesse sex out of a woman because if she wants to have sex with him, she'll lie to herself, right? But a man can get sex and ghost a woman. Women ghost in relationships. They're even far worse. They'll bait and switch. There'll be this phenomenal woman before you get with her, just like that man is phenomenal before he gets sex. But y'all do it in relationships the way men do it with sex. It's much worse.
Oh, did your thing cut out again?
Oh, it cut off. Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah. We may finesse with sex. Y'all finesse with relationships. You'll literally be. Did you see LeVar Ball's wife? He took care of his family. He sent 2 boys to the NBA. He was a great father. His woman had a stroke. He helped her rehabilitate through the stroke. He lost his leg, and now she's gone. 30 years.
Sounds terrible.
You know a guy named Tom Brady? Never mind, we ain't gonna go there.
Oh yeah. What's her
left
name?
him because he left him because he wanted to play. Women want to work and be career-oriented woman, but she left her man because he wanted to play football one more year to have sex with a jiu-jitsu instructor and then have his baby. And she thinks she's winning because she got validated and got a emasculated man to affirm the type of woman she wants to be. She'll pretend like she won because she got this man to validate her and co-sign what she was doing instead of being with the GOAT still. And with 3 children. Doesn't he have 3 children? Nobody's going to give her any pushback. They're going to support her doing what's in her best interest for self-love and happiness. So if we're going to support women being this way, then a man needs to do what brings him happiness and self-love as well too, if this is what we do in society.
I will say, this is the only caveat I'll say, and I'm not saying it is or it isn't, but the one thing I will say is we don't know the insides of their relationship. Right? We only see what we observe. Like she did some dude, whatever, right? That's all I'm saying is they could have been terrible for each other or other things could have been happening. I'm not defending her by any means, but when we look at public marriages and we talk about public divorces and we make assumptions, like we're not there. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? We're not in there.
I hear you, but we see how women act in our real life. Women are always shutting down over their emotions and they're leaving over their feelings. They're not leaving for doing because their man violated them or did something deceitful to them. Most women are leaving over their feelings. They didn't get what their way. They couldn't get control of the man, so they leave.
All right. I'll take your word for it. And again, the open panel link is being dropped in the live chat. If you'd like to jump backstage, now is the time to do so. And we'll be bringing you guys up here in just a minute. And also, don't forget to hit your dono goal or you don't get the gauntlet. Shout out to Spin City with the hashtag Mater Nation. Shout out to all my maters. I love you all. Zero says, Sarah is right, Ali. For most of human history, the average women worked. Let's not keep spreading this red pill. I'd assume that's red pill myth. The average man could not only afford that from 50. The average man could only afford that from 50s to the 70s. Women ruined it by wanting to work.
Again, this ain't what Ali is saying. Go type your little fingers on my brother Zero Fallout. Go type your little fingers onto the chat GPT or Google and say, did most married women work? If you want to say the average woman or single woman, I would concede to you, my brother Zero. But for the most part, married women were not working. If washing clothes is work, if cooking is work, if maintaining the household and being a mother is work, then I concede to it. But outside of that, working outside the home, most married women were not working.
I think also, like there was a lot more homesteading though. Right. So they were still working at home, like the garden and making the food.
We know,
right? But they didn't have to work because you didn't need that extra income to buy food because you're able to make it at home.
When we having this conversation, we're talking about her going to work for somebody else, for a corporation, for an entity, not for her family. If we want to say what a man does is work, is one at home. That's one thing, but we're talking about a man going outside of home and working to pay the bills.
But a lot of men didn't work either. They were homesteading. They were working together on their own house. That's why they didn't have to go work.
The people who were working were men, though. Most of the men who worked outside the home, most men who were going to war, most people who were working on the railroads, most of the labor were women. Most of the men, the people doing agricultural, industrial were men. It was not women, y'all. What we doing right now? Hey, you know what? That's okay. Everything that women do is work anyway, so it doesn't matter. She doesn't find no joy in it anyway.
That's right.
It's work, all work.
That's right. Caledonian says it was the 20th century industrialists and social engineers that motivated women to enter the workforce for market expansion. Yes, women are at the mercy of the changing social and economic forces as men are. And I would actually agree with this. The Industrial Revolution is like really kicked off throwing women in the assembly lines and doing things outside of what they were already doing before. But the marketing, consumerism, city life, industrialization, that all pushed the idea that you need more money, inflation, buy something, want something, the dishwasher, the washer and dryer, things like that. These were all things that they taught consumerism. So now, therefore, the wife doesn't have to be at home. She can go to work.
You just made our point. Shouldn't her life be easier now that she has all those things? The washing machine, the dishwasher machine, the electric stove, the air fryer. Shouldn't it be easier to be at home?
No,
The mothers back then were doing it with their hands.
Marketing is she doesn't have to be at home. Now she can go to work.
Yeah, I understand.
We're going to make it half the time, right? But the reality is it doesn't, but whatever. You're still doing the dishes. If you don't wash your dishes before you put them in the dishwasher, you are wrong. They should all be hand scrubbed. The dishwasher only sanitizes. Fight me on it. Shout out to Plumpy gifting out 1 Raging Tomato membership. Thank you so kindly. Zero says, Sarah, your girl brain is just having a problem with men winning. I want you to win. That's the thing. I think you're going to lose the other way. Deep down, men will win and these women will fail. Your way is where women win. I think it's the direction I'm pushing is for not pushing social degeneracy in marital homes. I'm promoting the nuclear family. Ilkan is promoting and saying society ought not be.
If you wanted us to win, then why are you holding us accountable and not holding them accountable? What should women do different as a whole? Women aren't coaching women. Women aren't redirecting women. Women aren't holding women to task. Women aren't doing movements to be anti-feminist or anti-feminist movements in mass. They're not doing nothing to change the behaviors of women. All they're saying is, hey, vet better, pick better, watch out for the red flags. So if she's not changing, what's happening is the man's desire for women is still extremely strong. So that what men are going is, damn, they're not changing. So I have to compromise a lot of the things that I thought about women in order to be with women and have family with women. Or most of us not going to have families because no matter what, so many women are going to the grave by themselves, Sarah, and not in marriages. They'll still be having sex with a man, but they're choosing themselves over anything. As long as they get their way, they're fine with that. If they don't get a man in a marriage, they're fine with that as well too, even though they're lying.
But I already said marriage is a transaction. And I already said you need to line up all of these things without emotions at the front end. Whereas you are pushing happiness as the forefront battle.
I told you that's
the way I'm saying it is our children win. We come in on a business transaction. Our marriage starts with a baseline of these are our standards for our marriage and this is how we will operate. Your children are winning, not him, not her, your children, your family, your legacy. I'm promoting the nuclear family for purposes of the benefit of the children. You are promoting pure degeneracy where children are going to get flip-flop back and forth, have an unstable mother, according to you, that you want to knock some crazy woman up for the purposes of having kids for your own selfish needs, right? You're not promoting the benefit of the children because you're saying, well, I don't want to wife her up, but I want kids. I'm going to raise them in a single father household and maybe they'll go to their mothers even though she's wackadoodle, right? Like, that sounds like the worst thing you can do for your children. Aren't us as parents supposed to want the benefit and the best case scenario for our children?
No, absolutely. But I already told you, when we marry, they divorce. Everything we do, they go the opposite way. So to keep from her picking the divorce when you get married, don't get married. You have your own space where your children can come. The government should actually give the kids to the men because the women then lost their damn minds, right? But what I'm saying is that when you get married to her, she's leaving anyway. She just wants some assets. She wants something for her marriage. She wants something for her cooperation. She wants something for sex. The problem is she's not doing nothing in the relationship but causing stress onto the man and to the children. You know how many men are still losing their kids and their wife, even though they're staying in a two-parent household and still married to a woman because she's dictating what's happening in the household. All I'm saying is for the kids to have a chance, the father can teach them in one household instead of seeing the father be ruled in another household where the mother's going to divorce him anyway. I want two people together. I want it to be harmonious. I want it to be love. So I don't want to take away from that. And everybody better take away from what I'm saying as well too. I want the man, woman, and child together. The problem is when the man, woman, and child are together, the mother don't want to be a mother. She don't want to be a wife and she's pushing for divorce.
Then why would you have her be a mother without any of that other stuff?
You keep asking.
I said, problem resolved. You come in with a transaction at a business. You take all the emotions out. You sit down and you say, this is what our marriage can and will look like. This is how we're going to do it. Okay. If you don't come on the forefront with that, this is why I think arranged marriages are perfectly fine. I'm okay with that. I would promote it, actually. I would promote arranged marriages because it's a business transaction between families in order to produce more family legacy and to create the best interest of the children. It's not about love. It's not about happiness. Don't let the marketing and the consumerism feed you all that Valentine's Day hocus pocus bullshit of, oh, we're in love. That is a ridiculous thing to bank a marriage off of. You should bank it on, do our principles and values are aligned? Is this a benefit of both of our families? Will our legacy continue? Do we both understand what we are here to do? If you fall in love later, so be it. If you fuck like rabbits and have a grand old time and you enjoy doing each other like that, so be it. Otherwise, business transaction, make that your standard.
But you keep giving women the out. Now you're saying they should be aligned. Should the woman have to listen to the man and be with a woman?
That is what you find out in the beginning.
No. You should be pushing women. You need to be what these men are asking for. You need to be what these men are demanding. You need to be the product that these men are willing to buy. My brother Ricky says this: women are the only ones that are not selling when men are buying. So we're still buying. They're just not selling. So in order to change this, women have to be what men want, not be with who aligns with you. Be who has the same vision. Be equal. No, be what the man needs you to be, because we're not equal. Understand that he's going to lead the household. Understand that he's going to be the so-called visionary or the person you're supposed to comply with, and be what these men are asking you to be. You're not supposed to have your own vision. You're supposed to be what the man wants you to be.
And that's why you arrange the marriage at the forefront and say, if you can't do these things, then I will not marry you. And then
they're
you
not
leave.
having that.
Well,
women are not. Hey, women are not.
Then I guess you're not getting any.
Hey, Sarah, the Pandora's box.
You can't. You're asking to have your cake and eat it too, right?
No, they're not coming back, Sarah.
You're promoting degeneracy. I agree with the Big Ten. Says stop hitting yourself. I think she's talking to you, Ilkan.
They're not coming back.
Then why do you want that? Why would you chase trash?
Hey, Sarah, if the air was polluted, do you still got to breathe it?
I would imagine you'd want to do things. So
we're living in a society where, especially in the West, the women are degenerates, and either you're gonna spend time with these women, build with these women, try to train these women, try to mold with these women, try to build with these women, try to be like I said, their therapist, because they're already going to therapy, they're already going to church. Nothing's working. Men are trying everything they can to make it work with these women, and we're still getting punished for it and shamed for it. Instead of women getting shamed that they're being sluts, that they're being whores, they're supporting the I ain't gonna say that word because I ain't gonna get the show flagged, but they're supporting everything but the man and the family, and we keep still blaming the man instead of changing and repackaging what the woman is in 2026. We still give them the option to go their own way, to be feminist, and to push sexual liberation. It's not that this ain't a man issue, this is a woman issue. But I will say this. I will say the man in power is problematic as well too. He's the one financing it. He's the one supporting it. He's the one giving these women power. So if it's not most men, the man in power has a lot of leverage over pushing to these women to do whatever they want to do. So they go against the men.
Remember earlier when I said the most important relationship is between a father and a daughter?
I do remember.
I said I could expound on that if you want, but you literally just proved my point for me. The most important and vital relationship within a family household is that between a father and a daughter, because she is the one that goes on to marry another man and bring a father and a son, right? The son's values are already in place, right? And he is bringing a woman into their home. So he's already stabilized and foundational, right? But the woman is finding another man to bring into their family. Okay. You want her to pick right, correct? Right. That relationship is the most vital between a father and daughter, because she has to understand the value system that her father set in place so that she knows what other man to bring into their family and in order to marry and make children. And now that mother will be teaching those same concepts and principles to their children. And that man, the man she married, will be teaching it's the only way to continue the same values and principles along down. The sons already get it, right? They're already doing their job. But the daughter and her husband, that is vital. And this is the only way to keep women in place, is to have a solid foundation between father and daughter, because he sets the expectation.
I would concede to you back then, but experience is our greatest teacher, and the preacher's daughter is the biggest whore. So even if the man is there, even if she has the preacher, the women push even harder when they have a great father in today's time, because they felt like they were sheltered. They felt like they were controlled. And as soon as they get around all these other women that show them all the things they can do when they're liberated and free, they'll pick what the women say over their phenomenal father. They'll pick over what they say over Jesus. They will pick over what even the father of all fathers will say. They'll carry the Bible, they'll go to church and virtue signal, but they'll still be whores. So I disagree with you, Sarah. In 1932, maybe that worked. In 2026, they don't even listen to men. Even if they had a father, they become even worse if they were sheltered. So I have to disagree with you, my sister Sarah.
I'll just agree to disagree. Pride says, so according to Sarah, men have to do everything for women to do anything. Got it. Cooked we are.
We cook.
Uncle Rick says, it's degenerative because most women are degenerates. Most women require certain environments to be a good wife. A man should be good for him. A man should be good. Wait, what's that end? A man should be good for him.
Let me
her,
see.
maybe. Maybe
it's
her?
Degenerate because most women are degenerates. Most women require certain environments to be a good wife. A man should be good for him. Oh, a man should be good for him. Hold on. Most women require certain environments to be a good wife.
I wonder if he meant for her.
No, hold on. Most women.
Or a man should be good for like himself. I don't know.
No, I know what he's trying. So it's not confusing ourselves. The woman requires certain environments to be a good wife. A man is typically going to be good for himself. He doesn't need anybody to be good. I think that's what he's saying as well, too. So men, you know what's crazy, Sarah? Men support women. Women support women. Children support women. Society supports women. The patriarchy supports women, and they still find a way to make the worst decisions and become victims. Nobody supports men. They don't support their mental health. They don't support a broke man. They don't support an ugly man. They don't support a dusty man. They don't support a little pee-pee man. They don't support a fat man. They don't support a short man. And they still show up every day for society, whether they're electricians, whether they're construction workers, whether they're plumbers, whether they're working on society period, whether they're leaders, whether they're husbands. They're still doing their best to make society run, and nobody supports them. But Gay Pride or Pride Week is every single day. They got the nerve to make Mental Health Month and Gay Pride the gay whatever month on the same month.
Did they really?
Yes.
Did they?
Yes. We can't even have this month. We can't even have June. So again,
I think you got to take that up with the LGBT community.
Gay men, no, it's the men messing around with us that's in power. I'll say again, but again,
oh God,
they support.
I love men, for the record. I think y'all are amazing creatures. Okay, I don't think I'd be able to do what I do if I didn't love all of you.
Yeah, men are your biggest supporters, right?
Mm-hmm.
Men are usually everybody's biggest supporters. Men just throw their dollars at women. Women ain't out here throwing their dollars at women. Women don't really support women. They only support women if they make bad decisions along with them. They enable the women that make the same sorry decisions they make. What actual positive thing, what actual positive message, what are women in mass telling society to do that benefits all of us? Everything is about themselves. Tell me the message that they're pushing out so we get better.
I don't know. I support a lot of men. I think my platform shows that, but I love you all. But fuck them other hoes, okay? And again, if you want to get on for open panel Q&A, right now is the time to click that link. I've been dropping it into the live chat. If you want to get back there, I do see the ones back there. You guys will all be up here in just a minute, but if you want to hit it, now's the time to jump in. James is cheating on me again. He loves to fuck with me. He really does. I still love you, James. I still love you. even though you go cheating on me all the time. But he says +2 for the Empire. Fuck your goal, Sarah. If you are a member in my chat, hit the fuck your goal emoji. Let's rock that one out just for James. All right. He needs attention. That's what he wants. So hit that emoji for us. Capri King comes in with the Big 10, says for the goal. Shout out to you. Big Head says happy to be here and hear Ilkan speak the truth. I love it. And Zero says, this is a business transaction, Sarah. Her womb for some shekels and fun. Except now the man is no longer pigeonholed. That's a messed up. The business transaction is not the benefit of the family by the way of that what you're pushing, Ilkan. That's a terrible business deal. But shout out to you, Zero, for sending him the big 5. I appreciate that so much. All right, Ilkan, are you ready to meet your panel?
Yes.
Yes, Sarah. Bring on the men who want to tackle hoes. All right, here we go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I've got Spin City News, Logics, and Sasquatch. Welcome back, my friend. We missed you. Clay, and of course, Mr. Balderson, and possibly Mrs. Balderson. I hope she comes at you on this one. But they're all here to question. And I do have room for 2 more. So if 2 more people want to jump backstage, feel free to do so at any given time. Now, gentlemen, we are all going in a round robin fashion. This is one at a time Q&A session. Hold your crazy for the gauntlet. But you won't get the gauntlet if they don't hit the goddamn goal. You are way behind on this, and I'm incredibly irritated already, so don't piss off the mater. We just got back. You guys haven't seen me for 4 or 5 nights? We just got back. Make me loud and proud here, okay? Don't fail me now. All right, Spin City. Are you... we've got some donos over on Pilled. Shout out to the donos over on Pilled. I'll get to those in a minute. Spin, do you have a question or comment to our gentleman here, Mr. Ilkan Ali? You can't pass every Q&A. I refuse to let you do it. If not, you got to just wait till the gauntlet. You can have some kind of reasonable.
Okay, I have some reasonable thing. You said a while ago you're oppressed. Or people are oppressed. Tell me about that. Rewind it. You said it. You said
he was talking about women talking about being oppressed.
Women are oppressed.
No, I didn't say that. I said the women used to complain about being oppressed in previous times, that they were slaves to their husbands, and if they had the choice to be with their husband, if they had the choice to be by themselves, a lot of women say they wouldn't have been with our grandfathers or our fathers. I'm saying that in today's situations, the men are being oppressed in relationships because the women are not being the women of old. Men are going to work, men are providing, men are protecting, men are doing everything they can to make these women happy, and the women are still miserable, and women still project and compromise the men. So my brother, I don't know what you heard, and I hope it's not a form of projection, but nothing that I spoke about had to do with race.
No, I wasn't alluding to that, but we can if you'd like.
Well, what is suppression you talking about?
If you think, okay, I am a disabled person. Right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And I get a pension that my wife doesn't have to work. What if the woman was disabled? Are they still oppressed?
No, can you give more context? You're saying, what if the woman was disabled? Can you give context to the question that you're asking? This is what you said. What if the women are disabled? What is the context behind your question?
How are they oppressing the man because they are disabled?
So are you saying if the woman was performing her duties and then she became disabled, is she oppressing the man?
What is a woman's duties?
No. So if the woman was fulfilling her responsibilities to the man and she remained faithful to this man and loyal to this man and she became disabled, no, she's not oppressing the man. And I believe you become a great man and an honorable man when you take care of a woman who was building a family with you and she honored her wifely duties. No, you're not becoming oppressive to the man.
Okay, what is a woman's duties?
To take care of the home.
To take care of the home. What about take care of the husband?
So taking care of the home is taking care of the husband while he's away. So you should give your man intimacy. You should be his peace. You should be his peace.
Hold on, Sasquatch. We're just going one at a time.
Yes, that's one of her. So if y'all want to get to the roots of what a woman is supposed to do, she's supposed to cater to her husband. She's supposed to love her husband. She's supposed to take care of the home, and she's supposed to give her husband children if she wants children as well too. So her duty is to comply with her husband and follow her husband. That's her duty.
So basically what you're saying, saying is the woman should bow down and kiss a man's ass.
So the way you're
That's exactly what you said.
So if you want me to concede to that, yes, she should honor him. She should worship her man, just like the Bible says it goes God, man, woman, and child. So if she needs to honor her man, that's what she needs to do. She does need to kiss his ass so he can kiss her ass. But if she's not kissing his ass, she shouldn't do nothing for that woman. Yes, if you want to have that kind of conversation, yes, she should bow down. If she wants a man to take care of her, if she wants a man to be responsible, if she wants a man to live and die for her, yes, you need to kiss his ass. Give me a reason to live and die for you. If not, get the moving, just like Sarah said. If she get packing, get your bags, get out my house. If you don't honor the man and comply with him, yes, get out. Yes.
And Sarah, I'm done. I only have one more comment.
Sure, go ahead.
I don't know what fucking world you live in, but you better come to 2026, and I yield.
And I did. That's why we're going co-parenting and it's friends with benefits. Because she doesn't want to comply as a wife, because she doesn't see it as a duty to do what the man is asking, because she sees it as me controlling her, even though women are pushing to control men. You're absolutely right, brother. We're not getting married. Most men shouldn't push for marriage, and we should have friends with benefits, and we should have and co-parent. That's what we should do in 2026, because you want to comply with the unruly woman. I'm addressing that most of them are unruly and not giving anything to the man for him to take care of.
Yeah.
I pity anybody that would ever get with you, dude.
Thank you so much. Yeah. Well, whoever gets with me gets taken care of. That means they're complying and cooperating. That means they're loving. That means they're a good woman.
But that's an expectation. But wait a minute, that's an expectation.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Well, what if that expectation doesn't align? So you should just knock them the fuck up and co-parent?
No, yes, because most women are not cooperative.
Exactly. You don't even, dude. You don't even believe your own self.
You're gonna let me finish? I'll
let you finish.
You can't respond to something I didn't finish. So again, if you want a child, yes. If you want to build, if you want to co-parent, because the woman is unable to stay in that household and be a wife, most women aren't. If a man wants a child, just like these women become single mothers when they want to leave a man, yes, we need to do what's in the best interest of men, because men by nature take care of everybody if you love them. So since women aren't loving, since women aren't being nurturing and catering, if a man wants a child, there's nothing wrong with him co-parenting. If we're pushing for women to be single mothers, have surrogates, and go to sperm banks, yes, this is the type of society we have. And they get to delete 73 million children annually. So if women can delete, if women can put kids up for adoption, and men see that most of these women are horrible, I think it should be an option for a man to be able to pick out a woman and go, you know what? Most of these women is trash, but I do want a child. I do want some type of family. I'm going to have a baby with this woman, and I did it, and I'm going to take care of my responsibility to that child. Yes, and there's nothing wrong with that in today's society.
Okay, so I'm sorry, I did yield, but I have one more thing.
Yeah, take your time.
You call yourself a man. Mm-hmm. Right. And you claim men are oppressed. Wouldn't that make you a de facto oppressed man?
I didn't claim men to be oppressed. I said men were oppressed in relationships.
Yes, you did.
In relationships. Once
Okay,
a man,
okay,
let's play
the word fucking
let me
game.
finish.
No, let's play the fucking word
ask
game.
me a question. Let me respond.
Let him answer the question.
You a man, right? Where's the decorum? Where's the self-control? Why you out of control, my brother? Show some decorum. Again.
You haven't seen out of control.
When a man is single, women chase after you. Women want to be with you. Women will perform with you. Women will do backflips, cartwheels. The man will treat his wife and the woman that he invests in and builds with better than the whore. But these women, when they get a man, they treat their husbands and the men they get in relationships with worse than the single man when you're single. So your woman will be the woman of the year or the woman that you get with if she's your whore, but she doesn't stay your whore. When most women get in relationships, she becomes worse. So it's a bad deal for men to make investments and get with majority of women today because they become the worst version of themselves in relationships when they're your best whore when you're single.
Okay, so then why, other than human nature, would a man want to be with a woman or a woman will want to be with a man or vice versa in the libtarded world?
I just told you. Women should want to be with men because men still love women. Men still desire women. Men still value women. Women don't desire men. Women don't respect and value men except for a paycheck, except for some dick. And if they can't get that, then they'll get dildos and roses. Men still want to be with women and value women. I'm saying men shouldn't be compromised in actual committed marriages if the women are going to compromise him and his family. That's why.
I'll wait for the gauntlet.
Hey, I got one question for him. What value, and I asked you since you've been listening so good this whole time.
Oh, I have. Trust me. I'm not listening now because your shit keeps fucking up. Get some new shit.
Yeah. Outside of her mouth and her box, what value are most women bringing men today?
Emotional support. You know, there is something like that. I didn't hear anything or you say anything about emotional, social support, anything like that. Women or women and women or men and men or, you know, whatever. There's some sort of other thing other than a physical attraction. And you never said anything about it. But my wife, I've been married 30 plus years. We are this as in love as we were when we got married. So your argument is it is not true that this exists in present day, but it does.
Is that your answer?
That's my answer.
So that's how we know you're out of touch with reality. If a man actually is emotional with his woman, if he actually communicates, if he's actually vulnerable, she'll literally call that man sassy. She'll literally say he's emotional and she doesn't want an emotional man. These women will say one thing and say a completely different thing when they're asking something from a man. The same reason your woman likes you a lot of time will be the same reason why most of these women leave their men. So again, most women are not providing emotional support to their men. Most men can't even vet to their women. Most men can't really tell their women how they feel. And most men guard women for what they're actually going through in life. That's why the men supposedly are deleting themselves, which is a whole nother talking point. But men can't typically go to women for emotional support. So be honest about that. If that's the only thing you provided, you were disingenuous and you said it just to look good to women because women aren't giving men emotional support.
You know what? Hold on, and I'm going to argue that first.
Last and final thought, and then we'll move on.
Okay. If I messaged Sarah and said, "Hey, I'm having a bad day," she's a woman, right?
I don't give a fuck. You probably shouldn't use me as an example.
Oh, okay. I message.
She don't give a damn about your problems. And you know what? If you didn't provide for your woman, if you didn't pay those bills, if you didn't provide a security, she wouldn't give a damn about you either. You lose your job, you got 6 months and you on the clock, my brother. So you keep lying to yourself because maybe you have to do that to get a woman.
Maybe you can get away with this over on Fatty's bullshit panels.
Most men know, actually, Sarah conceded to my point. She don't even give a damn. Most men, whether you're him, whether you're not him, whether you have money, no money, whether you attractive, whether you're ugly, whether you're fat, whether you're not fat, whether you're tall or short, Most women don't care about you unless she can benefit from something from you. She's not worrying about no emotional support.
I'm glad you think that.
And just to kind of caveat that, if you bring me more problems and not solutions, I have a problem with that, and I don't want to be involved in it. And that's I stick to that. I don't mind like my close friends and family, right? If they had issues that we needed to resolve, like I will happily resolve it. But if you're going to call me with nothing but problems, or you're one of those that like I'm not your emotional support dog, I'm probably not going to be as delighted to answer. All right, moving on to Logix. And again, we have one more spot available. If anybody wants to jump on, feel free to do so now. Logix, go ahead with your question or comment, please.
What's going on? You go by Ilkan Ali? I'm sorry, I don't know what you.
Either one, family. Ilkan or Ali. It doesn't matter.
Okay. So I was in and out of your, back and forth with Sarah. So is your overall premise, I think you said something like, I want men and women to be together, but when they get together, women don't want to be women, or you said women don't want to be married. Like what was you?
I want men and women to be together, but women don't fulfill the agreement. They break it, and it makes them miserable. They don't want to fulfill their obligations and responsibilities to the man. So if I can't make you happy and you're miserable, you go create your own happiness and project it to yourself and not our kid, unless they got to come over your house. I'm going to have my own things, and my kids, when they come over my house, they can differentiate between a peaceful home and a miserable home.
Okay. And so if that's your end goal, would you, so let's say you had the opportunity to do something like this again with Sarah, and would you make a prompt that says men need to just be baby daddies and be misogynistic, or men need to be baby daddies and abusive to women? Like, would that be your prompt? Would you ever like make a prompt like that?
No, you correlated misogyny and being abusive with women. Nobody said nothing about that. I said
I didn't say it was a correlate.
Why'd you say misogyny and abusive right then?
I just named negative stereotypes that are associated with women, like with men, like you made negative stereotypes associated.
We should do the very thing that we do when they leave the man that didn't cause no problems, and they say they grew apart and this man is boring. They say he's a great man, he just wasn't good for me. We're co-parenting. So instead of getting that far where the woman can control your fate and compromise your family and get a badge of honor on her belt just because she got married to you and use it as a flex, you don't do that at all. The law has to change. How we're maneuvering the marriages has to change, and the woman has to change for it to benefit the man. If we got in relationships where 9 out of 10 men are putting their hands on women, women and men would say women should stop getting married to men, and men need to change their behaviors. For some reason, we are by nature or conditioned by society to keep trying to save women from themselves, to the point now that we empower them, there's nothing we can do, because she's still going to destroy the family now because she has the last say.
I disagree. I think that in 2026, like you was telling, I think that I'm sorry, Spin was saying, like in 2026, I think people are holding people accountable more than ever. I'm not saying there hasn't been things in the past where we've been like mistreating one another or just generally categorizing us in a bad light. And I think that like you're kind of doing what women used to do to men, like, oh, men ain't shit, you don't need nothing from them. Get money and go, girl. Like this is just the new version of that, what you're doing right now. So I would feel like if your goal is to say that you want men and women to be together, I would think that you would advocate for the positive things that would bring us together. Like you said something about women don't want emotional men. I don't necessarily disagree. I think generally nobody wants an emotional person. We don't want overly emotional women, and men don't want overly emotional men. But I think the better advice would be like, men, if you encounter women that can't accept the fact that you may be having a bad day and you want to talk to her about it, then that's not a woman you want to deal with. Not, hey, don't talk to women because they all going to treat you bad because you have emotions. I think that's just further exacerbating a problem that you claim you want to fix.
So the fact that you're having a problem with me talking about it shows that you need to talk about it. Not talking about poverty, not talking about violence, not talking about injustice isn't going to make it go away. You need to actually point at it and point a finger at what the issues are so we can fix them and we can be solution based. You have a problem with me talking about women being problematic, but you're not talking about the women actually being problematic, but you're talking about me being a problem for talking about women being problematic. And if you're solution based like you're talking, then you should be addressing the condition of today today's women, especially standing next to the angry American. He said what I'm saying is oppressive. He's saying what I'm saying is trying to rule the woman and control the woman. If what we did to women in the 50s and back was wrong, then what women are doing today, when we give them freedom, when we give them feminism, when we allow them to be equal to men and make their own decisions, and they're using against men, we need to call that out. So their oppression, we passed it. If we did them wrong, and let's say we all conceded that we mistreated them, now women are getting their lick back and mistreating men. We need to fix that if we're going to have healthy men and women and relationships and families. We can't have healthy families if one person is compromised.
I didn't say I have a problem with you bringing it up. I said a better way to solve the problem. I didn't say like, why are you talking about this? I literally said you should be saying avoid the women that are down on you for expressing your emotions to them. I didn't say why are you talking about this. That's two totally different things. I'm saying like if we recognize that this has been a problem before, I would think that your approach would be something more conducive to fruitful relationships, not just doing what the women did. I said you should tell men, if women aren't accepting the fact that you want to express how you feel or whatever you're going through to them, that's a woman you don't deal with. Not all women are going to look at you badly because you express your emotions, because that's just flat out not true. I don't know who else is married up here, but you got at least me, and I know Angry American are two people that are happily married. Balderson, I'm assuming he's happily married too. So you have men that are in happy marriages, and I'm not, whether or not you're married or not, I'm not saying you can't give your 2 cents on the situation, but I don't know if you are or not. But for the men that are, there's men that saying like, you can be married, you can make it work, y'all could be happy and all that. So I think the advice would be better geared towards making fruitful relationships, not avoid them altogether, because there are women that exist that are not beneficial to men.
So you sell it for me, sell it for men. You sell the pen. Why should most men, and what benefits, since Angry Man couldn't answer the Angry American couldn't answer it outside of emotional support, what does the modern women bring to men, and why should they marry? And what is the benefits that most men or most women are bringing to men in 2026, since you want to be solution based?
I think that a lot of women bring, first of all, I think in a lot of people that argue that women are just natured towards rearing children in general. Men aren't necessarily always adept to that, especially just straight out from birth. So, we all, men and women want kids. You want a woman to help you raise your child and teach you how to do it. So if you ever had to do it by yourself, you have somebody that y'all claim it's in their nature to rear children. You have somebody to help you go through that. You have a perspective from a whole different sex on this earth that has a totally different experience growing up and living life that you will never know, and they can give you insight on that, especially if you have young girls or interact with other women, because as men, we interact with women totally different than how women interact with women. So women can give you information on how you can interact with other women, whether it be platonic or through relationships. I'm a guy that ended up having a lot of female friends, and I learned a lot from them about interacting with women. You know what I'm saying? So especially at a younger age too, I didn't always try to pursue women as more than a friend necessarily at all times. Expertise in fields that we don't have expertise in. Women do social services, healthcare, all those things, even just small information about things that you just necessarily don't know about. They have experience in things generally that we don't have that experience in. Women and wives can bring you expertise in things that you just don't experience as men and don't have any firsthand experience in. So to just act like they don't provide nothing but box is kind of crazy.
So it's very, so this is two men that they can't make a good point on why somebody should get married outside of the fact that it may make y'all look good to women. Y'all can't sell it. So they have a different perspective than you. They can help you raise a child, and they can show you how to interact with other women is the benefits that a man will get for getting with a woman. None of that is actually supremely beneficial for men. Nothing for that is going to work for today's modern man to add actual assets into his life, help him build a family, help him, like y'all said, a responsibility of being loving and nurturing. There's no intimacy. There's nothing you provided that actually a man gets a benefit from outside if he's single. So again, nothing you said a man can't get if he's single. All that, he can raise the kid with her if he's single.
Intimacy, that's a given.
Let me finish. You didn't say nothing. You can't provide context after the fact. You said your main point was she can help you interact with other women. Why the hell should she be helping you interact with other women when the only woman you really should be interacting with is your wife? That don't even make sense. most of the times, if you're in a monogamous relationship, you shouldn't want to be interacting with other women or getting to know other women. So what you're saying is doesn't make sense. She doesn't even want you flirting or entertaining other women, especially hoes. So your point didn't stick. It didn't make sense. You're just trying to look good for women because you married, and you trying to put men right in the same prison you did, because nothing you gave was a benefit for why men should get married today.
You just said I'm trying to make myself look good for other women because I'm married. Now I know you're just talking. Everything you're just saying things because you know that you don't have a rebuttal for what I said. Because just because you're married doesn't mean all interaction with all women in life just cease to exist. Come on now, you're sitting on a panel with a female co-host. Like, what are we talking about? You're gonna interact with women, and all I'm saying is there's some men that may need help doing that shit in a respectful way. You want to pretend like men are perfect? We got it all figured out. Just because we go out into the workforce and work till we die, that we don't need women and they don't exist and they're just not beneficial to us. But nobody needs to pander to women just because we disagree with you, bro. And you making faces and just like implying things that I never said, as if like what I'm saying is crazy because you're making faces, don't make you right. And anybody can see through that. That's all I'm saying.
So it would sound goofy.
One, and then we'll move on.
It would be extremely goofy if a woman got with me and the benefit was that I showed her how to interact with men. That sounds goofy. Ain't no man gonna say, hey man, you know what benefits that this woman gets for being with this man, interacting with other men? Ain't no man ever gonna say something goofy like that. Why would I want to teach my woman how to interact with other men? Let me land, please.
Hold on.
Let me
I'm not trying to interrupt. I was going to ask you a quick question.
Stop for just a second. We're going only one at a time right now. It's just Logics and Ilkan. Your turn's coming up. You just have
that sounds like a man who's trying to lose his woman. I help her interact with other men. It didn't make sense. You an angry American can't sell why men should get married. All the benefits y'all said was no benefit to no man at all. Just because you said it doesn't mean it's valid. Go ahead, Sarah.
All right. Logics, thank you so much. We'll move on to Ant. Ant, what you got first? Question or comment?
Questions.
Go ahead.
But Ilkan, thanks for sticking around for this Q&A, by the way. I know this can be a little hot back and forth, and I do appreciate your time.
It's my favorite part.
I would like to know, because it sounds like you've spent a lot of time on developing these ideas and strategies and whatnot. And I'm just kind of curious, like, about your process and methodology. Like, where did you acquire your information to build out these ideas?
So again, the greatest teacher of life is experience, right? But I also worked in mental health for 15 years. I also spent countless hours researching, going through data, looking at the different encounters and relationships with other people. Like, I take time to really be learned in this in the position that we're in right now in today's society with the man, woman, and the child. I want men and women to be together, and to my best of my ability, I want to do, again, even if Sarah says it's not realistic for somebody to be happy, if the woman says that she needs this to be happy or content or for her to be fulfilled, I want men to be able to do what that is, as long as it's not compromising the man and vice versa. The problem that I'm encountering, and what most men are encountering, is when they're doing what the woman is asking, my brother, it's not working to his benefit. And she becomes worse. She becomes lazy. She becomes inconsistent. You know what's even worse? The less money you have, the more you get to see if this woman actually loves you and appreciates you. The more money you make, the more problematic and demanding she becomes. So it's not working. But it should work the other way, where she becomes a more phenomenal woman, the more phenomenal you become. But it's not working, and it's not working for relationships, and it's not working for the children as well either, my brother. And anything that's compromising either one of us, I'm not no longer promoting.
Okay. Are men and women monoliths?
To the core, yes.
I would have to disagree. I would think there's a lot more uniqueness to people than we have a lot in common, but we have a lot not in common. We have differences. I don't think we could say that we're all men are the same and all women are the same. That's what I'm trying to get at. So how do you see them as being always? Or I guess. Can you explain to me how they are monoliths? Because I don't see it that way.
Most men want in-home pussy, and most women want security. They want you to pay for submission and cooperation. And as long as a man's getting access to sex, he's not typically leaving this woman. She can disrespect him. She can run all over him. She can say whatever she wants to him. She can disrespect him. As long as she typically doesn't cheat on this man, he'll still stay with this unruly, disorderly, disrespectful woman. Where as soon as this woman feels like she's not getting control, she doesn't have security, she's lost assets, you've lost the way to provide for her, she's bouncing. Man wants sex, women want security. Since the beginning of time, man use power for sex, women use sex for power.
No,
that's
pretty
that.
basic. I don't entirely disagree, though.
It's a monolith.
Well, I think I don't think it's making men and women monoliths. I just think you've hit a core
generalization.
Not generalization, like property, a general property that exists among men and a general property that exists among women. I don't think that's the sole thing that defines either group, though. I think it's just one part of a stack. Like, because sure, men want romance and a relationship, and women want to know that they have a future and their children are going to grow up and have a place to live that's secure. I get that. Those are basic needs. But I don't think that's the sole basis of relationships. I think that's oversimplifying.
I respect your opinion and your thoughts, my brother, but it doesn't make it factual because it's what you think it is. And based on real life circumstances and our encounters, if a man isn't getting sex from a woman, he's not going to entertain her. If a woman isn't getting security or assets or money from a man, she's not going to entertain him. That's the transaction or the conditions that male and female are putting on the table typically when they come together. This woman can be a unicorn. This man can be a basketball player. These people can have different interests, different hobbies, different thoughts. But at the end of the day, what keeps them together is the man getting sex and then women getting security. So in that position of relationships, they're definitely monoliths.
I think if that's true, though, the man doesn't have to be with any particular woman to get sex. He could just sleep around and be male hoe if he wants. Society doesn't even discourage that with men like they do with women. But we don't really see that. We see men seeking out long-term relationships with women. Like that is something that we seem to find satisfactory. I understand your experience, and it sounds very negative. My experience is a little different and a little bit more messy. It's a little more mixed. I have seen successful relationships. I have seen very happy couples that stay together for a long time. I am personally in a relationship with my wife for going on 17 years. So it's not impossible to have these relationships. And go ahead, sir.
I know you're going to understand me because not only are you an ant, but you're God's favorite ant. Mr. Ant, if your woman stopped giving you sex, would you stay with her permanently? She said you're no longer getting sex. She's not doing anything detrimental to you. But if she told you for the rest of our life, you're not getting sex, are you going to stay with her?
Yes. She's my partner. We like doing things together.
And you're would you cheat on her and find ways to get sex outside of that if she permanently didn't give you sex anymore?
No. I respect our relationship.
And this is what I'm saying. I still respect your opinion, but I believe just like the angry American, logic, and God's favorite ant, y'all are trying to sell marriage to us because y'all are stuck in this situation. Let me finish real quick.
Well, I didn't try to sell marriage.
No, Mr. Ant and God's favorite ant at that. No, if you're staying with a woman and you're getting no benefits and she's not reciprocating when it comes to the fact, especially in intimacy, let me finish. I'm saying her box. Then you're being used and you're simping for this woman. The main reason why most men are with women is because of sex. And when they come on here, they're lying and they're trying to portray something that they're not saying that maybe. Well, no, I'm going to say that's you, my brother. The fact that you're telling men that you wouldn't leave your woman if she permanently, are you 60?
I'm 52.
You're 52. The fact that you wouldn't leave your woman if she decided not to give you sex every single day is bad faith, because if you told your woman you weren't paying any bills anymore, she would leave you. She's not going to stay with you. But you're telling everybody online today that if your woman stopped giving you sex, that you wouldn't leave her. You're just saying that again to look good as a married man and to look good to women.
Okay. First off, the guarantee here, or the equity she brings isn't just sex. She's worth more to me than just what's between her legs. We enjoy our companionship together. The marriage itself provides a framework for defining, what we have together and what's ours, right? Which protects us in the law, right? If something were to happen to either one of us, right, we have to determine whose is whose for inheritance purposes. Or if we get divorced, we have to determine whose is whose when we separate, because somebody, she's gonna get her stuff, I'm gonna get my stuff at the end of the day. So it's not just about having sex. For me, it's mostly about having someone I enjoy spending the rest of my life with. And after a while, having sex isn't the most important thing anymore, especially when I'm, get beyond child rearing or bearing age. You're not having any more children. Sex becomes purely for physical pleasure. And frankly, there are things I find more interesting and entertaining than physical pleasure.
So if you would tolerate your woman being unfaithful
That's
to you,
not what I said.
No. I'm talking about the fact that she no longer would have sex with you anymore. You're willing to be a man that would tolerate disrespect, and you have no integrity or dignity about yourself. If she sees you doing that as well too, she would lose respect for you as well too. If a woman can just walk all over you without you having a backbone, if a woman feels like she can get you to take care of her without having sex, she knows you're already a man she can easily use, manipulate, and get to do whatever she wants, and she'll wait for the next man to come along, and she has the opportunity to be with that man. No self-respecting woman would even be or tolerate or be with a man who doesn't even hold her to a standard. If it's easy, it's not good for nobody. It's not respectable, and it's not something you should be with because it's easy. Again, my brother, if you're willing to disrespect yourself and tolerate that type of behavior from a woman, you don't respect her, and she'll lose respect to you as well too. You don't respect yourself.
And one quick response to you, and then we'll move on.
I don't know where you're getting this idea that I let her cheat on me or any of that.
I didn't. No. So it's not a misunderstanding. If you cheat on your woman outside of the marriage, you're being unfaithful.
Oh, yeah, I would never do that.
If you're inside of a relationship and your woman is not performing her duties to you, and she's not making love to you, which is one of her primary duties, because you gave up the women outside the relationship to be with this woman who's supposed to fulfill those duties, she's being unfaithful to you inside the relationship.
No, she's not. Unfaithful would be with her being with someone else, not us not having a physical relationship.
If you took care of another woman and paid her bills and wasn't financing your house or taking care of the bills of your house, would that be considered unfaithful?
Sorry, I didn't understand.
If you were spending money and financing another woman and not financing your household and spending on your woman and providing her security, would that be being unfaithful to your woman?
Well, not necessarily. But it would kind of depend on the circumstance. What if the woman was my daughter?
And again, that's 3 brothers in a row. It's the need to be right. If you're spending on another woman, if you're financing another woman, if you're giving if you're giving security to another woman, you're being unfaithful and you're not taking care of your household. That's one of the main things that a man is supposed to do. That's the biggest way a man can be unfaithful is if you move the goalpost just then and you move the goalpost.
It's a legitimate follow-up.
You move the goalpost and you didn't concede because you wanted to be right.
Let's go ahead. I like this. I want to put a pin in that one for the gauntlet, but you are currently 11 away from the gauntlet. You are 9 out of 20 on the dono goal. You're so close. Mr. Tom pitched his bit in there for you to help you out. But it's not enough for you to get your gauntlet. So hurry up and get your donos in now before we get to the end of the line, because that will be the determining factor. And then there will be no gauntlet after this Q&A session. So you got 11 more to go. There are 11 people of you out there who can each send 10 bones and call it a day. All right, Mr. Sasquatch, welcome back. Oh, we lost Ant.
He'll be back.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. Go ahead, Sasquatch, to you, please.
This is actual footage of me
chasing tail through the imaginary world that Ali wants to live in. And I can respect it, brother. It's good to have dreams. I get it, right? Not everyone is monogamous. Some relationships take place in non-monogamous settings. It's not generally advertised, but hold on. Let me put my face up here so we can take each other seriously. So all of the things that you mentioned are resource based. There is absolutely nothing there for loyalty or faith or anything. It's all very raw, very, what's the term? Transactional, right? You're trying to run a home as if it's a business, and businesses don't have periods. Businesses don't stub their toe. They don't wake up in the morning and feel bad. You're not in love with your business. And this is taking sex completely out of the equation, because if you have a non-monogamous relationship, you have a better option of attempting to run a relationship like a business, but it still will not work because that's not what it is. There are business aspects of it. Do you have sisters? And I'm not trying to get into your business. I'm just curious. Do you have any like sisters you were raised with?
Yes, sir. And you can, and Mr. Sasquatch, you can ask me any question, but I'm not one of the people
Yes,
that
sir.
get easily triggered or emotional.
Just covering ground here, okay?
But I appreciate the respect, though. Yes, I have a sister.
Okay, so are you friendly with her? Do you get along with her?
Yes.
Okay, so that woman in your life is neither a booty call or a mother of your child, right?
That she's not a booty call or the mother of my child.
Right. You're not trying to make her a fuck buddy or a baby mama, right?
No.
And yet you're friendly with her and you interact with her. Are there no women in your life that have gained a level of respect equal to your sister?
Yes, there are. So I want to make sure, if you hear from the beginning of the show, I say that is for the women, for most women today. There are a minority of women who are phenomenal. There's a minority of women who are loving and nurturing and who deserve to be protected, who deserve to be taken care of and deserve marriages. I'm speaking on the majority of today's women and their nature. I'm speaking on majority of the modern women. I'm saying it's a response to today's women's behaviors. I want men and women together. I want men and women married. I want holy matrimony. I want the man, woman, and child. That's the very thing I've always been preaching. The problem is when men are doing what's right, the women are weaponizing against the men and taking advantage of them because women are doing what works for them. They're not doing what works for the man, and they're not doing what works for the children. That's why we have so many babies out of wedlock. That's why we have so many broken families. That's why a lot of relationships and baby making is in great reduction, right? We see what's happening to society, right? By 2030, supposedly 50% of women are going to be single and childless because they pick themselves over.
I don't want to argue over something we agree over. Hold on.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to pick one point because I agree with most of what you just said, but I'm going to pick one point out of it.
Okay.
They're not doing something that works for them. They're doing something that worked for someone else 20 years ago. They're applying problem solving derived from the academic field to their personal lives and ending up wine moms and old cat ladies, right? This is not conducive to a stable society. This creates the entire academic political tube of that weird, we are the most inclusive group, but we exclude everybody and put everybody in slots. They do the whole emotional language thing. That is a dead sector of society. It will breed itself out in a single generation or two. Those behaviors are self-eliminating, and I don't see a point in raising a whole lot of havoc over those points. Now, these decisions are detrimental to society. There's nothing you can do about that. It's their decision. But if they're going to interact with you, they have to do the things you insist. And if they're not going to interact with you, it completely does not matter. Is that correct?
Oh, you muted yourself,
Okay.
Ilkan.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. So I believe it's acceptable to have standards, but I think it's unrealistic to have standards that are too high. If you understand what I'm getting at here. Now, if you're marrying a woman, set whatever standards you wish, but you have to deal with the inverse proportion as well, like the hot crazy matrix. If you're going to go for a 10, she's probably going to be nuts. You have to take the good with the bad. You can't have all roses and popsicles. It's a job. It's not a business, but it is a job. You have to work at every relationship you've ever been in. You and your sister can be best buds since the dawn of time, pinky swearing everything, and still disagree on some very fundamental things and appreciate each other's differences. Why can't it be similar in either in a marriage or in a non-monogamous relationship?
Because it's not working in the marriage. As soon as you give the woman the marriage, as soon as you give her the commitment, she thinks she's your leader. And I know you don't want it to be conditional or transactional based, but it's exactly how she treats it. And as soon as she gets the relationship, she believes that she owns the man. And the man, this is the thing, we're asking men to have expectations and standards. Then we change right back around and tell the men that their expectations and standards are too high. But even if they do have standards, the women don't want to meet those standards. And now we want our sons to be compromised in the future. If you're going to have some sons, having to be with women who have no duty to their family or to their husbands. Let me ask you something, Mr. Sasquatch. Would you take care of a woman and a child that wasn't yours and didn't comply with your order or your household? Would you, if you, so you would say absolutely.
Not the woman, but the children. Children did not choose their positions. They did not choose to be here or who their parents were. And so in every case, when I interact with children, I try to improve the situation somehow.
Right. I believe you, right? I think you would, but most people aren't lining up to adopt children and take care of them. They'll say that to sound good. A lot of us will do the virtual singling thing, right? We try to look righteous. We try to look American. We try to look Christian. Most people aren't walking up to adoption.
I hear you, but I am sitting here right now with my adopted daughter and her grandchildren living here, and my daughter, who's my birth daughter, and the son that just moved out that has nothing to do with me other than the fact that he's the sibling of my daughter. I adopted them all. They all belong to me. I raised them all. They're my brain babies. I didn't make them, but I helped create them.
They complied, but they listened to what you said in that house, right? It would literally destroy
you.
Here,
yes.
It would literally destroy you to try to be responsible over people you had no authority over. So I get what you're trying to say, but then you come back, and I'm not going to call it a contradiction because we're having a good relationship, but you also acknowledge that you would not take care of these people if they didn't listen to what you had to say, and they didn't cooperate with the order or the direction you wanted that house to be in.
You have to want help to be helped.
That's the moving the goalpost, Mr.
No, sir. I'm saying there's no point in trying to take care of people who are actively denying that care. You shouldn't expend any resources, any effort, anything that way, because you cannot help someone who does not want to be helped.
And so you concede with me. If these women don't want help, if these women don't comply, if these women compromise you, if these women compromise your children, you should not take care of them or marry them. And that's most women. That's all I'm saying. So, and you agree with me. You concede to me. If she would not,
I do agree with a lot of what you say. I do.
Right. So
we're not completely opposed. The only point where we have an issue is when it comes to, well, specifically resources and children, right? I'm a firm believer that all children need care, and it doesn't matter where that care comes from. So if I've got an extra plate and there's extra mouths, we're going to break up something and make the plate work, right? It's going to happen. We're going to make it happen.
It sounds good, but looking at the current events of society, most people are not going to take care of bad kids. They'll take care of some good kids. They'll support some good kids, but most of society.
Maybe I'm not most people.
You're not going to take a.
Nope.
Like,
you went out again.
How about now?
Okay.
You good?
You seem like a man they ain't going to tolerate but so much BS. You'll tolerate goodness and love. If a kid come in your household and can't listen to you, they on the clock. You're going to put them outside your household. You're not going to let a child or you're not letting a child or adult come into your household and compromise that household. You agree with me. I think there may be some misunderstandings from the context because we've met each other, but I bet we'd be phenomenal friends. We think similar in today's society when it comes to how we should take care of the man, woman, and child. All I'm saying is that if most of these women are unruly, they don't deserve protection and they don't deserve us taking care of them.
All right, I can see.
All right.
Yield my time.
Fair enough. Thank you, Sasquatch.
Thank you, Ali. Thank you, Mater.
Hey, Mr.
And-
Sasquatch, thank you, man. I got respect for you and your voice, my brother.
I know his voice is so sexy, isn't it?
You might be the new God
That's
of War.
okay, brother.
And a shout out to the chat. We are currently 9 out of 20 on the dono goal. Hurry up. You only have Clay, DJ, Gibbs, and Ben to get through before I determine whether we go to the gauntlet or not. So if you want your motherfucking gauntlet, get those donos in. We're almost there. Clay, to you, sir. Hi, Sleepy. Go ahead.
Well, first off, I want to do the housekeeping. Welcome back, Sarah. I'm glad you had a good time. You said you had a good time, so awesome. Welcome back, Gibbs, as well. Good to see you, sir. Good to see you on the panel. And I'm happy that it went really well out there. So, thank you, Ali, for coming up tonight.
Thank you, Clay.
For the show. It's more beneficial to talk about these things. First off, I want to talk a little bit, maybe piggyback off some of the other guys, and what my understanding of marriage is. And I know that what you're saying is that the prompt isn't actually what you believe. You're putting that out there as if this, then that. That's my understanding, right? But with marriage, my understanding is that it's a public declaration of monogamy. Now, I know there's also the idea of polygamous marriages too, but the general idea of marriage is it's a public declaration that you are going to be with this one person for the rest of your life, and there's nobody else that you are going to be with, nor your spouse. So, with that said, that's the encouragement, which is, I think, your main message here. But with the promotion of if this, then that, I think that stating that if you are deciding that you don't want to be with that one person, it leaves a wide open field for all sorts of degeneracy. And when I say that, what I mean, sir, and I want you to contend with this, is that baby mamas and fuck buddies, if that's the goal for men from here on, or these type of men, then it's not just the goal that they are looking at, but it's also that it's other men that they're going to have to contend with, meaning that you are going to have to deal with a gutter slut, meaning she is going to be covered in that man's grody. When you see her next time, she might not even take a shower. So what you are promoting,
I think you need to worry more about what's inside of than what's on them. But for the record,
Gibbs, we're one at a time still.
inside, outside, covered in that other man. And that, to me, my friend, is the ultimate degeneracy that personally I don't see benefit in. How do you respond?
I think, again, you're the 1, 2, 3, 4th brother that says what sounds good. Most women like the men that get most of women. Most men can't get access to women. Most men would die for a fart. Most men would die to play with their feet. Most men would die to spend time with women. The men who are having access to women get to tell most of the men exactly the condition of the type of women that we're dealing with. So that's absolutely wrong, my brother. Women love the promiscuous men. Women love the men that all the other women want, and women love the men that they want as well too. Even if they actually don't like them, they just like them because other women want them. Most of everybody that's on this panel didn't find a virgin. They found their wife having sex, and that woman convinced you to marry her, because we knew that virgins weren't in the market anymore because these women were sexually liberated. So men started having sex to pleasure themselves because women were doing what was in their best interest from 18 to 29, where the average woman gets married. While before she gets to 21 on, she's a whore. She's having sex. She's using sex to get leverage from men, money from men, access to men. She's looking to get the best man. And a lot of times when she does settle down and get married, she doesn't even like the guy that she settled down with, but he's willing to take her off the market. He's willing to rebrand her and give her value, even though she already gave a lot of men, like you said, access to her box. But because they've changed the market, men don't find their wives as virgins anymore, and women who haven't been tainted. Now men go, hey, we're getting our hearts broken in middle school, high school, college. Women are leaving men for the top guy and cheating on their men and picking, again, the best suitors for them, and they still won't settle down. So what I'm saying, to make it fair, is if you get a woman that is willing to deal with you, willing to pleasure you, but she doesn't want to cooperate as a wife, I agree with you. We shouldn't wife them, or that's not what you might not be saying. But I'm not telling men to go the other way, my brother, because this is today's market. Women were meant to be a man's pleasure, whether you have she's a wife and you get pleasure from her, or she's going to get knifed and she's going to be your 304. That's how it's been from the beginning of time. That's how it was in the Bible. She can be a concubine, she can be a mistress, or she can be your damn wife. She gets to pick. I didn't control that. So if they want to be hoes, we're going to treat women like hoes until they earn their keep and until they earn being a wife. We have to go back to the drawing board and say, we don't give a damn about you because you don't give a damn about us, yourselves, or the kids. Earn your keep. Earn to be a wife. So I would agree with you in a utopia and perfect world. And I want all women to be inaccessible except for their husbands. And maybe in a perfect world, we only sleep with one woman. But because they're sleeping with everybody and they value the man the most who sleeps with everybody, then hey, it's a race to the top. But with them, it's a race to the bottom.
So I don't think that really contends with what I was saying. What I'm saying is that she's dirty and you're willing to put your dick in that. And that's gross, bro. Like, that's the worst fucking thing I've ever fucking heard. It's like, hey, there's a slut over there. She's got a bunch of cum all over her. Go fuck that. That's gross.
You got her number?
That's gross, bro. And now I want to actually kind of pivot a little bit from that, because I'm thinking of something that you said, which is that you have a background in mental health. One of the things that I know about us as human beings is the more degenerate stuff that we do, the less we feel good about ourselves in the future. This is something well known in mental health, right? So if a person goes out there, they get a temporary pleasure, they do drugs, they do, crazy sex stuff, they get drunk, they pass out, and literally the next day they got to pay for it. They might even pay for it the next couple of days, maybe even weeks, months later. Their family don't like them, their friends don't like them no more. And so the mental health issue concerns me. It's also an emotional health thing. It's a spiritual health thing, because these things don't just plague you for a day. They don't plague you for an hour. They plague you for the rest of your life. You have to live with the consequence of your action. And so when we're talking about getting dirty, right, being unclean, and I'm not trying to do the whole small hat thing, but the idea of the uncleanliness, right? That shit doesn't come off. I mean, syphilis, you can't wash that. So, on top of the countless other dudes that she's got her DNA with, but you are risking more than just, a baby. But then also you throw in the baby factor. You have to take care of that baby. And then on top of that, right? Let's say that it's another dude. It's another dude's baby. Guess what? You both have babies with the same baby mama, and that baby's walking around saying, what does that daddy want me to do? What does that daddy want me to do? Now the baby's conflicted because daddy one says, go fix the car, right? Or help me go fix the car. The other baby daddy's saying, fuck it, go play in the street. The other baby daddy's saying, go get me a bottle of liquor from the liquor store. You got all these conflicting things coming from all these baby daddies. The baby doesn't know who his daddy is. The truth is he doesn't know. Neither does the daddy. The daddy doesn't even know, right? Like there's 3 baby daddies walking around in the house going, this kid ain't mine. This kid ain't mine. And so there's a bunch of stuff with the mental health that comes in, not just for the individuals, the man and the woman, but also for the children.
Oh, you muted again, Ilkan.
So my brother, respectfully, you're the 4th man that's speaking as if we're women, right? A man who has sex with 2 women is a threesome. A woman who has sex with two men is a train. A man who gets most of the women and has sex with the women is the man. The woman who gets all the men and has sex with them is a cum bucket, right? Number two, you're still speaking like a woman, because if a man gets sex and or too many women, he usually doesn't have to get married. If women get men, they have to heal and get baptized. So we're not the same. It doesn't make us dirty. It actually shows our value. The man who gets women and gets sex is valuable. The woman who gets men and a train ran through her is typically having mental issues and needs to heal and has to go back to the church to get baptized. So we're not the same, my brother Clay. If I had a lot of sex with women, matter of fact, bring Chris Brown up here, bring Brad Pitt up here, bring all the white and black attractive men up here that have sex with most of the women, and that's who the women are going to want. They don't have mental health problems. They don't have to heal. But if you bring a whore up here that's had 200 men, 100 men, 50 men, if she's been in the game too long, she's compromised typically as a woman and can't follow no man. She has to heal, and she's probably a broken woman for the rest of her life because she was supposed to get out the game in her 20s. We're not the same. We're built for this. We can go on and on and on and on and on. You can have, and you know what's crazy, Clay? You can have 5 women and love them all. They can have 5 men and leave them all. They can't be made happy. They're miserable. And even in the situation that we have now, where they have all this power, they still can't get enough. It's not enough. 5 men ain't enough. 10 men ain't enough. 20 men ain't enough. 30 men ain't enough. You could get the right woman right now, Clay, Sasquatch, Angry American, and Admirable DJ. We'll get out the game. Even if we had sex with 100 women, we can meet our wife right now. We're done. They don't know how to deal with men because they've had access to too many men. This is how scarred and broken women are. So again, we're not the same. Having access to women actually helps us develop as men. It's good for our health as well, too. It's bad for their mental health and it's bad for their physical health, my brother. And then they have problems pair bonding. It makes you a better man. Just like that brother Logic said, a woman can help you interact with women. No, you interacting with a lot of women can help you better interact with women. Not a woman teaching you how to interact with women. The worst thing a woman, especially a mother, can do is to teach her son to be a sucker and get used up by most of these women instead of teaching her son to be just like the daddy that got her.
Can I get an amen? Goddamn! Woo!
Hold on. So now I want to say
final thought, Clay, and then we'll move on.
I want to say, because you brought up mothers. Okay. Now a lot of men will sit here and say, you know, my mama wouldn't do that. But the truth is, your mama and my mama, they're both mothers, and there's a reason for that. Now, I want to make sure that it's understood. It does seem to me that maybe, just maybe, Ali, it's just my opinion. It's not medical advice, but I'm sensing maybe some mental health issues, because I don't know who you were yelling at. I don't know if you realize it, but that thing that you're seeing on the screen, that's not me. That's just an image of me. That's not like the real me. You're not yelling at me. You're just yelling at a computer. And I wonder if it's not because of what you had said earlier, because you said something about being a punching bag. I hope it's not in the nuts. I hope you didn't get punched in the nuts regularly, because that's going to be some emotional mental health trauma for sure. And I get it. I actually understand why it is. It's possible that you might be a little upset at the women, but you don't have to yell, bro. And I'm just fucking with you though. In all seriousness, this was fun. Thank you, sir.
I was going to keep having fun with you, brother. I was going to say that was the little boy inside of me that was broken, but I know, hey, brother, you moving in good faith and it wouldn't bother me. I'm really intentional about this. I want men and women together, my brother. I think I do want that. But if women would fight harder for being feminists, if women are going to fight harder for sexual liberation and slut walks, then why are we going to still keep tolerating today's women? All of you that got phenomenal wives, I respect that. I honor that. I value that. And I believe that men should give honor and value to good, phenomenal women. But until women as a whole fight for men the way they fight for being whores, then no, most men should not marry to most of today's women, because most of today's women will compromise their family over their feelings.
Perfect. Thank you. Spin, real quick, a question. Are you double dipping on another panel right now? You're muted. Are you double dipping? Are you sitting on another panel right now?
Yes.
Okay, we're gonna go ahead and kick you out. That is absolutely the.
He really gonna be angry now.
That was I'm gonna disconnect. This is a privilege, not a right, sir. I'm gonna disconnect your channel. That I've like there was some wild stuff. So that is
Man, you better stop oppressing that man, Sarah.
Wild disrespectful, absolutely disrespectful. Like sitting on another panel while you're sitting on mine. That is rude and absolutely that is panel etiquette 101. You're either here or you're not. I know it can be boring because we're waiting for everybody else, but that's the point, is you're supposed to be paying attention so that if and when we do go to the gauntlet, you can say, well, you said this and you said that, but you're literally sitting on another panel having another conversation. That's the most fucked up thing I've ever seen in my life. All right.
And that guy's monogamous.
That right. I love you, Spin. I love you, Spin.
Dude.
I love you, Spin, so much.
That's crazy.
That's monogamy, baby.
Where they do that at, bro? I don't know.
Etiquette 101. That is rude and disrespectful and absolutely will not be tolerated. Don't you ever come on my panel again and try that bullshit. You're either here or you're not. All right. And just a kind reminder to the chat, you are currently still 12 out of 20 on the dono goal. If you want your gauntlet, you got to send 8 more. All right. DJ Vapors, to you, sir. Thank you for your patience. Go ahead. Question or comment?
Yeah. How y'all doing? I would like to pass my mic. I like to go last if that's okay with y'all.
Ben always goes last. This is the order we're in. You either go now or we can bring you back for the gauntlet if we have the gauntlet.
All right. I just want to add that to my brother Ali, just so he won't get jumped. Feel like he getting jumped on here.
Well, yeah, you can even come at me too if you want. I'll take it as well. If you agree with Ilkan and you maybe disagree with me, or maybe you want to add some extra commentary onto Ilkan's, that's perfectly fine. You don't have to be completely against what Ilkan is saying.
No. Well, I would say something to a comment somebody said about, I think it was Clay. He said something about it being okay for men to sleep around with as many women. Like that's a society acceptance or something like that, of that nature. I was saying, how could that be true when majority of women say that men, they don't want men cheating? So how could that possibly be true?
If this is a question for Clay, then I'll hold it. I'll just hold you until the gauntlet. If we get to the gauntlet. All right, Gibbs.
Yeah.
Papa Gibbs.
Hey, welcome. Thank you for having me. Hey, listen, I was listening in the car. We're making a pit stop at the house, do a little more drinking because we're out being DJs, me and the girls were over here getting outraged. And so they're watching on the big screen in the other room, and I'm pretty sure I'm about to get stabbed because this motherfucker is cooking. Dear Lord, bros. It sounds like, I don't know if he said this. I only heard about the last 15 minutes. But, boys, it's a skill issue. Like, listen, I'm sorry that y'all just can't handle a bunch of women. I'm sorry y'all can't go out and talk to them. Like, listen, you need to. It's healthy. Like, I'd be stressed. I go to the bar. I'll sit there for an hour or two, and I take someone home. And guess what? I don't feel stressed no more. And like, it's good. This is good for your mental health. And then if I want to wife the bitch, it's over. I can wife her instantly. I'll never talk to another woman again. Like, it's exactly what this man's saying. This man is cooking. Like, listen, I've heard all what y'all were saying, all the stuff. I've done the high highs and the low lows. I've been in the mountaintop. I've been to the valley. But brother, let me tell you something. It's really simple. Just start looking out for yourself. Like, you go in here, there's nothing better. When they say women don't like cheating, they fucking love it when you cheat. They love it. You cheat on them, it proves that you can dump them at any moment. They're going to come in here and yell at me. Guess what? Why? Because I'm going to get yelled at the rest of the night. And then I'm probably still going to smash one of these bitches. Because what they're going to do is they're going to come in here and yell at me and smash me. Like, oh my God, he's a high value man. You have other women that want you. The minute they find out that you have one girl that wants you, you're attractive to all the women. It's literally innate. This man is cooking. I like, everything he said is 100% true. Like, and this is the sad part. Like, maybe it's a bad thing and it says something about the society we live in. That's a whole different debate. Like I said, maybe they covered that. I don't know. I wasn't here for it. But like, the fact is, if we live in America, which we, as far as I know, we all here do, this is the game. The game is get good scrub. You should go out, make more money, be funny, like get in shape. I'm fat as fuck. Guess what? I make money and I'm fucking hilarious. It works out real good. It's just really this simple. And like, for all y'all that are bitching about this and saying, oh, that's not good. The Christian values. I don't know if you know something. I've heard Andrew talk about this, Andrew Wilson, and I don't know if I agree with his take, but he's not wrong completely. And this take is, it's the great whole Reformation at the church. You go to the church, dear God, every woman's been ran through like a whore on nickel night. I'm saying they're the worst ones, and they're the craziest because you smell the desperation coming out of them. I don't know. Also, real quick, Ilkan is Ilkan from BattleTech, because if it is, that's a good reference. If not, solid name regardless. But hell yeah, this man's been cooking y'all boys, and that's really all I have to say.
My brother. Thank you, my brother.
Thank you. Yeah. Thanks for telling the truth, because these boys need to hear it. Like they've been getting here lied to by all these fucking ortho bros, like saying they're gonna find a wife. Listen, you know what's impressive? Someone said this weekend at Vegas, right? Is whenever it's not impressive when you get a mail-in or immigrant order bride that's like some repressed country person. That's not impressive. It's not impressive to go get you like repressed Christian women that stays home and she's never seen a dick. Wow, you had a virgin. I'm great. She's in this. I'm sure she's great in the sack. Hashtag press X to doubt. But I'll tell you what is good. Someone that can do a trick on your dick. And if you can make them want you and never talk to another guy, and then that's more impressive, because I'll still cheat on that bitch. Like that's what is impressive, boy. If you have a Russian supermodel, guess what? That's impressive. You made a Russian supermodel loyal. What's not impressive is having the one that's already oppressed be like in your sack. I had court. And really, that's all I gotta say. Thank you.
Shout out, Gibbs. All right. Don't forget, you have 12 out of 20 on the dono goal, and we only have Mr. and Mrs. Balderson left. If you do not complete the goal by that point, then I'm going to go say goodnight. All right?
Yeah, give Sarah money now, and I might come back drunk, but I'm out now. So y'all be good.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Bye, Gibbs.
Wait.
What?
Gibbs. He left. I was going to say he has to owe that to the red hair and the beard. So anyhow. He's gone.
We call that a French exit.
Have a French exit. Go ahead, Mrs. Balderson.
Okay, so Mrs. Balderson wants to say, first of all, women want to have sex too. I don't know why everybody thinks that married women don't want to have sex.
I love
sex.
Like
that is, we like sex. It's like, I don't know where this misconception comes from. So I wanted to clarify that if you're not getting any sex, either there's something physically wrong with one or both of you, or she doesn't trust your leadership in some way, shape, or form. So maybe address that.
Or maybe you just suck in bed.
Oh, there's that. So earlier, well, the kind of woman that you're describing, I agree exists. But I also wonder if you think that those women were created by weak men who don't lead, men who are emotional, and men who abandoned their families.
No, and I don't care about it. So if women can get careers, if women can build businesses, if women can get degrees, if women can do good in the military, if women can be best friends to straight friends and gay friends, then they need to learn how to be a good woman or a good wife. If they want to master everything else but being a good woman, then it's a problematic woman already. So I'm not attributing it to their father or the woman and their families, because the man and the woman were usually raised in the same family as well too. For some reason, this man becomes a man and still wants to be a husband, but for some reason, this woman it's always she's a woman. She's emotional. She's healing. She got PTSD. She's broken. It's because her upbringing. If she wants to be a wife, she'll learn how to be a wife.
I can't necessarily agree with you on that last bit, because most women that I've seen that come out really, really screwed up have brothers who are equally screwed up. So I can't necessarily agree that those men become stellar, upstanding men who become the best men that all women should want. Typically, people who grow up in broken, traumatic places, they all have broken, traumatic outcomes. So I can't really agree with you on that one. But a little while ago, you described what a marryable woman is, and you described her in a very favorable way, and I give you kudos for that. And I guess what I want to ask you is, it seems important to you to have children. So wouldn't you want your children to be raised by that kind of woman, so they see that as their example, so they're nurtured by that kind of woman, and so that their example isn't the kind of woman you don't want your own daughters to become?
So absolutely, right? just like what you just said earlier, most women run game, right? You said women want to have sex too, right? But for some reason they get in relationships and becomes a marriageless relationship. Most women say they want to cooperate and submit and be a wife, right? But when they get in a relationship, they don't do those things. And what would be said is, oh, she probably doesn't respect you or like you. Instead of saying most of these women,
I said trust.
you could say, oh, we could say trust as well too, which means a person who don't trust can't be trusted themselves. And we don't say, hey, this woman is using you. Then if she's willing to be in your home, if she's willing to be taken care of you, if she's willing to be provided by you, if she's willing to be around you, be in your energy, then she's using you. She won't trust you or comply with you. That's the scapegoat that women keep saying. That's
I don't
all I'm
see
saying.
how that got to non-compliance.
Who? If you said she don't trust you, right? That's what you said, right? If
your leadership isn't women, this is my solid advice as Grandma Balderson here. Grandma Balderson says, men and women, take dating like a job interview, and you should be checking off boxes like, this is something that I want in a relationship. This is something on the that's a bad thing list. And oh, this is another good thing. And oh, that's a red flag. And when the red flags start adding up, that's a danger zone. Walk away. It doesn't mean that they're not a wonderful person. Maybe they're a good friend. Maybe they're a good acquaintance or even a good business connection. I don't know. But be smart, and women choose strong men who can lead you because they're intelligent and they can think ahead, because they have good work ethic, because they're not led by their emotions. Pick strong men who are good leaders, who are thinking of your best interest and your family's best interest. And men, if you are those things, women will want to follow you.
I absolutely disagree. Women trust men. Women know men. Women know who the good man is. Women know who the bad men are. They love entertaining the bad men and settling down with the good men. They love a sucker. They love an easy lick. They love a man they can use and finesse. They just don't have no respect for him. And let me finish real quick. They don't even have respect for the man that they call the man. The women don't even stay loyal to the men that all the women are desiring. They use, and once they can use them, they don't trust them anymore. Most women get with the man for the same reason they leave him. If he has money, now he's financially abusive. If he's broken, I love him for who he was. He doesn't have any money. Y'all would change your mind consistently over what benefits you or suits you right now. On the Untouchables, my brother Fatty has already coined it. Women support, women follow, women comply right now. It has nothing to do with me. We got to stop invalidating men and discrediting men and telling us we're not a good leader because the woman doesn't see you as a good leader when it's convenient. We keep wanting to blame men for bad women. Why can't women just be trashed by themselves? If a man is a deadbeat, he's a sucker. If a man can't take care of his family, he's a sucker. If a man puts his hands on women, he's a sucker. Y'all blame everything on men. Maybe she didn't have a father. Maybe she never had nobody to lead her. Maybe she just wasn't taught. Everything is a man's fault. So Miss Benjamin Balderson, if that's the case, then men need to control women and women need to shut up and comply. Because if everything you do destroys you and you self-sabotage, then y'all need to go up to these movements and make a we'll do whatever men say movement, and men need to control us movements. But guess what? You won't, because y'all are selective feminists. Y'all are selective egalitarians. You only support the pros and cons of what you can get from a man and being a woman. Y'all don't really want to fulfill your duty and responsibility to a man. It's too much work.
Do you think leading is control?
Absolutely. So, Sarah, if you can control me, if you can get a man.
Oh, your mic went out again.
You're muted again, brother.
It's my cord. If you can get a man to do what you want him to do, if you can benefit from a man, when we ask a woman what a good man is everything she benefits from. He loves me. If a man has expectations and standards of a woman, hey Lisa, yeah, he's controlling. You don't want to be controlled. And again, women and children flourish under the control of men. Women and children typically are destroyed and compromised under the control of women. If she controls you, it's to the end of the relationship. If you control her, it's a permanent family.
Then why do you want that chick raising your kids?
That's what I
said. As baby mothers. Why do you want that chick being the influence for your sons and your daughters?
Y'all keep saying that, right? We don't. You keep saying go to the next woman instead of correcting the woman. Y'all don't correct each other. You don't let me finish, ma'am. You don't slut shame. You don't fat shame. You don't gay shame. You don't shame nothing. Y'all endorse and promote all these women. If we bring women, a panelist of women right here, the whatever podcast does it, Andrew Wilson and them do it. Hey, grade each other. We're all a 10. All of us are 10s. Nobody's a 2. Men can speak real life to each other, hold each other accountable, and we'll say you need to fulfill your duties. Hey, ladies, what you should do? What's in my best interest? Y'all will say it to each other right now. Do what's best for you. Don't worry about that man. We're men. Hey, Clay, make sure you're doing what's in the best interest of women and children. Hey, DJ Vapors, make sure you're doing what's in the best interest of women and children. Hey, Sasquatch, make sure you do what's in the best interest of women and children. Hey, Sarah and Benjamin, Miss Balderson, do what's best for you. You take care of yourself while the man has to take care of society.
So I'm just going to just start off by, while you were starting, I was standing right outside in the garden where I could hear you talking, and I was hauling dirt and I was planting things in the garden and I was busting my ass because it's what I enjoy doing. We choose to live off grid. I live in a shack in the woods and I am happier and could not be prouder of my husband because we're making a fucking life together. He leads. He explains things to me when I don't understand. He helps me to, he absolutely is my direction. But you know what? Do I have questions sometimes? I absolutely do. Do I recognize in the moment when it's an emergency, listen now, because this is an emergency situation and I need you to do what I say? And when it's a, hey, I don't understand. How can you explain this to me so I don't do this again? Or so that next time I come to this situation, I know how to react. Because I absolutely follow my husband. I am proud to follow my husband. He is a strong man. But I'm asking why a woman is ever going to look at a weak man who's bouncing from chick to chick to chick to chick to chick to chick and choosing baby mamas and has a list of kids a mile wide. Why does a good woman want that guy who's got all that drama, all those baby mamas, all those kids? And how is she going to trust that that guy's going to stick around for her and be a reliable man because she's going to be a good woman to him? You're muted.
Again, AKA, my husband does what I want him to do.
Oh, hell no.
Let me finish. Most women are not staying in relationships where they don't reap most of the benefits. If the benefits go majority to the man, y'all on a one-way ticket to Georgia. Y'all on a one-way ticket to singlehood and freedom. And
sir, I'm already in Georgia.
For the exact, see, he's halfway there.
I've been there. I lived there.
Most women, if the relationship doesn't benefit them, they are out. And I will say this: most of the women today in today's society, the single life is what's best for men. The married life is what's best for them. That's why y'all want men to chase y'all down, pay your bills, protect you, take care of you while you can just be whatever version of women you want to. But when the man is single, it's what's best for him. You gotta be the throat goat. You gotta do back flips, cartwheels, cook when he's asking, do what he's asking you to do because you fighting to get in a relationship and marriage with him. When he's single, he has access to the world. When he's married, he only has access to you, problems and demands, and the woman's still not happy. So again, marriage is what's best for a woman. Single life is what's best for a man.
I'm going to hand it over to my husband now, and I want you to ask him if any of those things stopped when we got married.
He's going to tell the truth.
He is going to tell the truth.
Yeah, he is. He's going to come online and make his wife look bad.
Sir, I would believe Benjamin. Just, I've been interacting with him a lot. Believe this man.
Yeah, that's the Benjamin I'll talk to. I can't go with Benjamin like that. He got my dad's middle.
I know.
I gotta give him grace, man. That's Benjamin, man. That's gonna be a hard one. I believe anything Benjamin says.
Yeah, no,
that's my leader of a husband.
Hey, I like Benjamin. So his name Benjamin, man. Whatever he says is the gospel.
I agree with some of what you're saying, but what you're leaving out and the part that you're fighting about is the part where most men aren't worth a shit either. And if you're not, and if you as a man aren't worth a shit, then what kind of woman are you going to attract? You're not going to be. We all have a recognition, and I understand that so many people have gotten to where they're just visual now and they put looks on top of everything, but that's not the way women operate. If you aren't a quality man that's going to be a good husband, you haven't shown husbandry in other aspects, i.e., you have your own shit going on, you're acting like a real man, you have your own home, you're inviting her into it. If you aren't that high quality man, what kind of woman do you get?
So I would concede to you, my brother, if when we question them and ask them about the men that they dealt with, it would be good and righteous men and orderly men. All their men are liars. All their men are cheaters. All their men are beaters. All their men are cheaters. They never tell us that this man was so amazing that they just did mishaps. They took him for granted. They disrespected this man. They talked over him. They try to control him. All these women will literally tell us they always go for the toxic guy. And then they want to settle for the good guy who picks up all the pieces. Most men aren't ish. The minority of men aren't ish because they don't have to be ish because these women still lie to themselves to be with these men who not ish. But the truth is they're not ish. They're treating them like hoes, like the hoes that they are. If they weren't hoes, they would be with the good men, Mr. Dr. Benjamin. I do believe I'll tell you this. You and Miss Balderson, by what I see, it seemed like she may be the minority, right? She may be the minority of the women that I'm talking about. But for the most part, my brother, the woman's type is typically the woman, the men that, again, all the women want. And it's not a man who's about to wife her. If you bring 100 women up here, 90 women, we tell these women, hey, this man makes you crazy. You crazy about this man, but he tells you won't have sex with him. This man right here, he's an average guy, but he'll love you forever and marry you, but you're not crazy about him. They will have sex and take time to convince the man that doesn't want to marry them versus all the men that do.
And I don't disagree that these women exist. My point originally was that there's lots of them women. If you're not a quality man, you're definitely going to get a whole pool full of them. In fact, I completely agree with you that the minority of women are the quality women. And so what men need to be preaching to other men is that you need to become a quality man so you have the access to those quality women.
No. Mr. Ben,
if she will fuck you on the first day, she is not quality.
Mr. Benjamin, I bet before you got
Sir,
to your
I'm
wife,
that good.
Before you got to, and I know
you are.
Casquatch was doing. Y'all were busting women down left and right before y'all got to y'all wives, and y'all married her because she was different than all the other hoes that you encountered or ran up on. And you did your best to be selective with women, but a lot of women compromised you and broke your heart first. And you said, man, these women is hoes. You started dealing with hoes, and then you know what? The phenomenon that women can still do to change a man's mind: care for him, love him, be patient. Invest in the guy. A man still, it isn't the fact that men will change. They treat women accordingly. The only thing that'll make a man be a good man is that good woman. He's not going to treat these hoes like a good woman. He may try to take care of her, but for the most part, if a man meets a woman and she's caring and truly cares about a man, he will give her his heart.
I don't disagree. He will give her his heart, but that doesn't mean jack shit to women. You explained that, and you've been right the whole time. That is not what women are after. Women are after security. And so he can give her his heart. Every fucking bum that comes out of prison, he's giving his heart away fucking to the first girl that'll touch his pecker. Fucking, that's not security. The security comes. These young men need to start focusing on making themselves real men. Husbandry is the thing that makes you a secure man and shows how you are going to take care of business. If you have a home and she walks and you own your own home and she walks in and your home is well taken care of, and you have pets and your pets are well taken care of, she can make the assumption that if she goes and gives her up her independence for your leadership, that she is also gonna be well taken care of because you've provided those examples in your husbandry before her. Husbandry isn't just with a woman, it's with everything around you that you interact with. And a leader is a good husband. He's the person that's taking care of the problems.
And that's more Mr. Benjamin, you want me to tell you something about you and Clay and Sasquatch is different than women. Women are either good or bad. They can't be in the gray area. Either they're going to be a terrible person or a good person. Men can turn on switches and turn them off to when they're savages and when they're wholesome, good-hearted men. They know how to move accordingly with the world. We're supposed to encounter the world and adjust to the world and keep them from that type of world. They weren't meant to be in the outside world. They were meant to be protected. They were meant to be safeguarded because they would ruin themselves with making bad decisions. We can be, we have a savage in here, and we have a very loving, caring person in here. The woman is either evil or she's a good woman. The problem is whatever direction she goes, that's who she is. And she pretends to be the other person, where the man has the savage inside of him and he has the good inside of him. He acts accordingly to who he is majority of the time. Most of these men are leaders. Most of these men are righteous. Most of these men are benevolent. Most of these men love women. Most of these men would do anything for most of these women. It's the women who are countlessly using men, who are shut down, who are emotionless, who are ungrateful, who are the Eves of the Bible. Most of these women had everything in their hands, and they still chose themselves and still disregarded God and their men when they had everything.
I agree wholeheartedly with all of the wonderful things that you just said about men. Men are all of those things. They have the potential to be all of those things. Not all men are those things. They have met the potential to be all of those things. But I do not believe that the majority of women are at all what you described. And I do believe that there is the core of something that you can see in a woman, and you can see whether or not she wants to work within the framework that you're talking about, whether she wants to be in a traditional relationship or not. But she has to trust that your leadership, either because you've shown it by having the home for her to move into, showing that you can take care of your responsibilities, having a stable job or owning a business, doing all those things, that is how she is going to open up to you. Because if you can't do those things, she doesn't have, why should she trust your leadership? Why should she trust that you have her best interest at heart if she sees you not taking care of the things around you?
That's why I disagree with you. I can get sex from a woman before I get her cooperation. I can beat her back out before I can make a wife out of her. She'll be disorderly before she complies with anything that I say. So you're absolutely wrong, Miss Balderson. Most women lead with their breasts. Most women lead with their ass. Most women lead with an attitude. They don't lead with class. They don't lead with virtue. They don't lead with a respectable woman. Most of these women get exactly what they are. Guess what, Miss Balderson? You're married because you're a wife. Clay's, if he's married, he's married. She's married because she's a wife. Most women who are in relationships or married are typically worth that. Majority of the women who are single are ungrateful, bitter, and are blaming men for the quality of the market when they choose to be undesirable, unmarriageable, and disrespectful to the men. They value themselves. They value their boss. They value their degree. They value their word. They value control. They value their friends. They value a damn cat and dog more than they value an actual man.
I don't disagree, but here's the awesome part about, like, when you do what I talked about, then, like, when Christy and I started dating, I owned the farm. If you don't act right and under my rules, guess what? This is my place. I bought it by myself. This is mine. You can get the fuck out, because things work here the way I say they work here. My benevolence has its limits, and those limits include you acting a fool. So you'll either act right on my fucking farm or you'll get off of it. And that stands for anybody on my land. And if you own your own land, you get to make those rules. You don't, this whole Nancy bullshit where, oh, we're building a home together and we're going to buy it together and blah, blah. That's because the dude ain't got the balls to be a man himself.
But you making my point. Your lady is a country woman. She's not a city girl. Most of these women, no, but she turned into a country woman. Most women don't want an electrician. Most women don't want a plumber. Most women don't want a farmer. They don't want those type of men. They don't want the men that's working with their hands and still connected to the soil. They want city men. They want men with money. They want reputable men. They want men with power. They don't respect men who are connected to the soil or connected to a God, created to a creator, connected to purpose, or connected to anything that's fulfilling, that comes with family, man, and what comes with order. They would disrespect you on our panels. They would disrespect you in today's society. What you're doing is a beautiful thing. Me and my woman were talking about possibly get some farmland one day, or moving into the country, because that's the last bit of the wholesomeness of what this world has to offer. Majority of good women that I met, they lived in a village or they lived on a farm. Majority of horrible women I met were city women, were city girls. They're already compromised. They want money, they want superficial things, and they care about power, they care about control. The village women, the country women, they're outside with nature. They're planting. They love vegetation. They love being outdoors. They love being connected to their man and kids, and then you're doing it together. Y'all have roles in society. So the woman isn't the same as 1932 or 1876. These women are modern women. These women are trying to be their version of what they think a man is. They don't want to be a woman.
And on that note, I'm going to actually say, number one, I always say materialism is what's fucked up this country, and I will elaborate further on why that you just proved my point for me. Number two, get your asses over to the gauntlet. I'm going to read all the super chats. You want it. You got it. We're doing it. I'm going to shut down Raging Tomato on every other platform. We are moving over to the Gauntlet Debate. That is at the Gauntlet Debate on YouTube. Head over there. Now we'll catch you on the other side. Thank you.